boy. Now he doesn't. Now he actually looks like the role he's trying to portray to people.
Mike's on now. Mike's on now.
Right. I thought you were going to say something completely different, but good.
What do you think I was going to say?
About how he's like grown up.
He has hair now. No, he's still an idiot. Nothing has changed. He's still all those terrible things.
That's very true.
There's reverb coming from you, Bailey. There's reverb, I think, coming from you.
I'm not hearing anything.
I heard it. I heard myself.
I think it was still coming through the speakers. There you go. You should be.
Oh, okay. It's fine now.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah, it kind of perplexes me that he's doing that video. It claims to be Muslim. It claims to be fasting, but he's smoking while he's fasting, and he's doing all that.
Because someone like him likes to pick and choose certain aspects of different cultures, religions, and movements to make it work for his argument.
Like the amount of stuff I've seen about Muslim misogynists. Like, you want to talk about like North American misogynist mom, wine mom? Whoa.
Mom. Whoa. Did you call me mom?
I did. I'm gonna go kill myself now.
Bailey, on screen, the episode.
I didn't change it yet?
No.
Yeah, I didn't change.
Thank you.
And also, if you ever need posters, let me know.
Yeah, if you could hook me up with graphics anytime, like as the week's coming up, it does help.
Okay.
But wine mom, like, okay, like you're like all three of you, I assume, are used to the North American. I need to mute this. Are all used to the North American misogynist, lack for a better word. You're that species of that group. Wait till you interact with ones who have who come with the power of Islam on their back. They're 10 times worse. They're it's like you can't win, even though you like you have points, but when you bring their religious doctrine that unfortunately has like a foundation there, it's hard to sort of crack that thing. So to me, I just call them mama boys, and they freak the fuck out. That usually helps. I usually tell them that they have some sort of parental issues. They are lacking something because.
Okay, can we just get away from talking about the top G on our movie club? Is this a reasonable?
Well,
is this where I can come in as a producer
without letting us know?
Oh my God! I told you we were on.
We're live in the midst of us talking about it, so that's on you, homie.
Okay, all right. I will take that responsibility. And there you go, Kal-El. We were talking about the top G. But I'm trying to get to the movie and talk about a movie here. I don't remember. He says he doesn't remember anyway.
Last stream, Bailey went off about something. Remember that, guys? He just went off, and then we got back on like 30 minutes. So it's okay for Bailey to do it, but not okay.
What did I go off about last time?
I forget. It was not important. That's how bad it was.
Last stream, almost instantly, Raza shows up and mentions a symbol.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, okay, give him a break.
A certain symbol with 4 points.
Stop it.
No, Panda, not that stream. Get your shit together. Fucking the last movie podcast.
I'm just playing.
I was just like,
see, you gotta behave. You gotta behave. But I don't want to, like, the top G is so over talked about right now.
Now I'm talking about the top G.
I'm oh my God. I'm trying to have a civil.
Don't do that, Cody.
Okay, he's dunking on us right now. And then some Kal-El in the chat.
Don't do that.
This guy says the top G is an agent. An agent of the Matrix, of course.
I thought we want to change the topic.
Yeah, Wine Mom, why are we still talking about the top G?
Okay, alright then. I'm gonna get started, you pricks. I'm gonna get started, you pricks.
See how fast I can turn that shit on?
Holy shit, man. Fuck.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, Billy.
Oh boy.
What's up, Internet?
What's up, Internet?
Welcome
Oh
to
my gosh.
Movie Madness. This week we're reviewing Escape from New York, the 1981 film directed and written by the John Carpenter and starring the Kurt Russell. This show, we like to take a breather in the madness and focus on a film, one film at a time, and then we run through it with you guys so that we actually take a breather from binge watching. Our movie today, we already listed that out, is Escape from New York, and Wine Mom is actually picking the next film, so I'm very interested to see what she comes up with. Then, first, I'm about to give you a spoiler-free review, but I got to admit that I kind of forgot to script it out, so we're going to do our best here. But the point of the spoiler-free review is, if you want to go watch the film, you haven't seen the film, you can pause this shit, go watch it, come back, watch the rest of this, and then hop in with your opinions. So, like all our other shows, this is a Marching into Madness production. We got Raza down here, my beautiful partner. We got Panda hooking it up, and we got Wine Mom keeping us in line. So, without further ado, does anyone have any notes before I get into the spoiler-free synopsis? You got any insults for me before we get going? Can you get them out so that I can not be nervous as I give this?
We've been doing this for this is our fourth or fifth show. Those anxieties should be gone an episode ago.
Oh, you should be used to this toxic work environment. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
Can someone nurse me? Wow. Just before I say the synopsis, please, because I feel
just want a little pat on the head, buddy. I just
Yeah.
want a little pat on the head. Okay, so where to start?
Anytime, now, Bailey.
I'm trying to think. So rugged ex-con and vaguely possible freedom fighter Kurt Russell is recruited to enter a weird post-apocalyptic New York set in the far future of 1997.
That's the premise of the movie. Don't laugh.
The streets have run amok with vagrants akin to Mad Max. They all dress really funky, and rugged Kurt Russell must make his way through this hellscape to save the President of the United States. And there are high stakes if he cannot do it in time. Trouble ensues. And it's like the perfect 80s kitschy movie. I think it's great for its simplicity, and the rest of it is fill in the blanks. That's it. Simple. I'm trying not, because if you say any more, you automatically spoil it.
That's how fucking not simple the movie is. You can't say much because this gives it away. Everything.
Yeah, well, so does anyone have any notes? Is there anything you want to pop in with before I throw it to the ads?
No. I mean, I don't want to speak for
Throw it to the ads.
Oh, you guys are exhilarating bunch. Okay, so remember, again, if you don't want spoilers, pause it, go watch this stuff, come back, and we got you. All right, ads going on. Quick notice, guys, we're doing a marathon. March Madness is coming up, and since we're first time here, not sure what we do, it's okay, hence the name, it's Marching into Madness. It gets a little hectic. We're developing a whole network of content. So if you're watching us on Twitch, we're also on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, we're also on Spotify. Watching on Spotify, we're also on TikTok, where on each of these platforms, you'll be able to get a variety of content. You like video games? Tune in with us as we have a relaxing time. You want to hear about some news? We got that too. Same podcast feed, same-ish, different day. Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg. So why not jump in a little deeper? We'll see you there at the depths of the ocean.
It's very just. It's gonna be like deep, not deep, very deep, and then stupid as fuck.
Yeah, chat, just so you guys know, we're doing the recorded version. This is like, we do an edited draft that you can find on Spotify. You can look us up on Spotify, Marching into Madness, any of the podcast platforms, and also on our YouTube channel. This is just, we share the recording process live, so we don't chat as much as we're doing it, but we do hang out and chat afterwards if you want to critique how rude Raza is to this classic piece of cinematography.
Or just don't. Just don't.
Do it. They got to challenge Wine Mom specifically. This is what
No,
we're seeking.
no. Don't challenge me.
And don't challenge
That's
them,
where
more
mistakes
importantly.
happen. Anyways, carry on.
All right. So, we're back, internets. Now, just to note, we're actually in the spoiler zone. We're about to give away our favorite parts of the movie, our most hated parts of the movie, whatever our main critiques are and thoughts. Now, none of us are like super film aficionados, but we've all watched a wide spread of the stuff that we're passionate about. So this is more so about sharing opinions. So don't be afraid to bring yours in too. I would like to start with probably the most neutral person here. I think Panda may want to go first, or do we have another suggestion?
I'll go. I wouldn't say it's neutral because I fucking love this movie. Like,
Okay.
I'm so glad that you chose it. It's a classic. You can't go wrong with John Carpenter. Some people would argue that, obviously, especially later in his career. And, there's going to be people that are going to say this movie's boring, simple, very, man, go do thing. But the visuals, the soundtrack, the cast, the lines, this has been on my mind. I saw someone on TikTok, talking about Star Trek and how it's really the only content out there that shows the future in a positive light. And I like Star Trek works and it's great, but it's like boring in any other context, I think. And so post-apocalyptic movies are great, even if it's a negative way to look at our future as humanity, but look at our history. And this movie is literally based on what's it called? Watergate. The incidents of Watergate in the States was happening, and John Carpenter was looking at how the government was handling the situation. And not that I found this, but to remind people, Australia at one point was a giant island of a prison that, the English and several other continents would, bring their criminals and just drop them on this giant island and be like, all right, you got to survive now. And so I love that concept of, the world gets so bad that they literally just wall off an island, and New York becomes a hellscape, so to speak. And this is one of the most iconic action heroes of all time. Kurt Russell kills it as Snake Plissken. He's iconic in so many different aspects. Bailey, you brought this up when we were talking about doing this movie, but Kojima was inspired and made Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid, based off Snake Plissken. Even, I believe, Metal Gear Solid 2, Solid Snake, uses the code name Plissken as his cover, and then eventually they even incorporate the eye patch. And I know I'm kind of just rambling. I love this movie. Everything's great. I love all the technical aspects. And again, this is it was a $7 million movie, which at the time maybe was a little bit. It was more expensive than any other film John Carpenter had done. But I don't think there's even any CGI. I was looking into it a bit, and it was too expensive for them. So most of it is like overlapping different shots and miniatures and whatnot. And yeah. So I geeked the fuck out. I grew up on this movie. I love it. I'm glad you chose it. And I'll pass it on to someone else.
just my one quick point is, I didn't know all that stuff wasn't CGI. That I didn't know was all the overlay patterns. I was thinking of what makes that unique aesthetic, like what it was about the CGI of that era that had that brightness, but that would make more sense. Now, Raza or Wine Mom, you guys got to scrap each other out to see who goes first.
Do you want me to go first? Okay, fine. I didn't hate the movie, nor did I like it. It was pretty average. I didn't. It was like. I do agree with 40% of what Panda said. 45 is like, I think I went into this movie expecting it to be. Yeah, can I? Oh my god.
Oh, intermission.
Expecting it to be a little bit more, because like everybody's hyped up this movie to me, like, oh, you gotta watch Escape from New York. If you like Metal Gear Solid, you fucking love this shit. And like I watched it. I have played this game 100 times in my gaming career, and many of the stories I've played it. It follows that type of thing. It was an action movie, right? But to me, I was laughing my ass off at 90% of this movie, because I found every single character was just over the top, like not relatable at all. There's no depth to them. It's just all about how wacky they can be. We're in spoiler zone, right? Okay, so the deaths that happen in the movie, I noticed a thing about a lot of 80s movies. Well, the ones that I've seen is just like the deaths aren't, people die and then they move on. They just they could continue on. Same thing happened here, but a lot of the deaths were quick, so I had to go back and like the Duke. I was laughing at the fact that Duke he got yeeted. He got yeeted somehow. He died. The cab driver died. I was laughing at. I get there were supposed to be heartfelt moments, but I was like, that's kind of fucking funny how he does a a somersault, but there's like, it's a very simple movie through and through. There's nothing much that like can make it like like there's nothing that I can say that can make it like a genuinely bad movie. I thought it was just okay. I thought it was in that line. Kurt Russell, I was laughing at him in lots of the parts with the snake tattoo here, and the fact that
it's so awesome.
He gets hit. He gets hit in the leg with an arrow, but then if you pay attention, every other scene he loses the limp.
He's not really consistent with the limp.
He's not consistent, and it has the Bollywood logic of battle scars where there's none. He gets, and then the cool part, the one that stood out to me now that I think of it, was the duel between him and the big guy. Like, it's any boss fight you've played in any game. That's the boss fight. It's a fun, dumb movie. You just put your mind off and you just put it off to the side, and you won't really. It just ultimately, like, I didn't think it was a bad movie. It was just it didn't just do it for me. I felt like there was something missing. Maybe a little bit more character development, maybe a little more world building, because Kurt Russell is the same throughout the entire movie. And then I love the 80s tropes in it. That was the coolest part. They're like, I like the ones he's like, "What are you doing?" "Playing with myself," and he's like, "No, I'm going in." I was like, okay, that's something I heard in Family Guy. That's where they get it from. So there's a lot of these things that like I can call back from other pieces of media that have done it, in my eyes, better. But like, this movie, just ultimately, it's the one it's a victim of the time it is in. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the open like the scene where the gliding in. I thought that looked very. 'Cause I watched it on 4K. That looked
Yeah.
very well on 4K, but the rest of the movie didn't really justify having the 4K restoration, and it doesn't really need it. But
Yeah.
other than that, I was also laughing at the trade towers. How it's iconic that he goes on a glide plane, lands on top of the trade towers. It's like, that's like meta. That's a meta joke for you kids who get that
From the future.
from the future. Yeah, I also like the fact that it's set in '97. That's why I was laughing. But all the art, all the vehicles, and all like the clothing is from the '81. So they're like just staying very true to like when the movie's made. But
Yeah.
it's a very average, okay movie. I wouldn't necessarily go back and watch it, but I'm just scared because I did by accidentally watch the first 5 minutes of Escape from LA because I thought that's the movie we're gonna watch. So if this movie's average, and I've heard some very horrible things about LA, I'm just wondering if that's gonna be like shit if I ever get to that. But yeah, to me, summarize my point. It's an average movie. It's okay. There's nothing groundbreaking about it, but yeah. Wine Mom, go.
Okay. So
Oh no! Here we go. Here we go.
No, but I had said before we started this that this movie very much to me was like a Bailey movie. Like if nobody told me who picked the movie, I would 100% guess that Bailey picked the movie. It's just very much like his type of genre of entertainment. But with that being said, I liked the movie. Yeah, but like as a lazy one-time watch, no brainer, like no, like you don't even have to follow the storyline at all. You're not missing anything if you zone out. I really liked the character of Snake, even though he was just like a dumb meathead man. I still liked him.
Why are we talking?
Yeah, like dumb meathead man. I didn't like Brain and his girlfriend. I found them to be a very annoying part of the movie. Like to me they felt irrelevant, but whatever. But the aesthetic was really good cuz I love post-apocalyptic stuff. And like I've talked about this before on the podcast, like even maybe like last year we talked about movies. And for me, a big thing like to get me to watch a movie or enjoy a movie is an aesthetic. Like if you pick an aesthetic and you nail it, then I'm in. I really enjoy that. What else? I have to agree with Raza though. I feel like it kind of was in a way a boring movie. Like it was good and I enjoyed it and I like it and I would tell people to watch it for the memes, but I agree that it was kind of like it just felt like it was dragging on a lot. I was like, why are we? Because when I started watching it, I mentioned to somebody that I was watching a movie, and they're like, "How far along are you?" And I was like, "Oh, like 20 minutes." And then when I looked at how far along I was 45 minutes into the movie, almost an hour, and I was like, nothing has happened in 45 minutes to an hour. Like nothing, like literally nothing has happened. Like what? Like, there was that, and then I liked the gladiator battle. I feel like that was the best part of the whole movie. The rest of the movie could just not happen. The gladiator battle was sick. What else? Yeah, it just kind of felt like I liked the main guy, not the main guy, the like the villain, the main villain. What was his name? The chief.
The Duke.
The Duke.
Yeah, the Duke. I really liked his character. I liked it when he was like not known who he was. So like when we had that first glimpse of him when he gets out of the car at the Brains library, I feel like they should have leaned into that a little harder, because having him kind of be mysterious or like more of a quiet dominating figure was nice.
Mhm.
But I will say, like, some filming parts of the when he's in the underground and he goes past the Brain's car and then goes upstairs, the car like was obviously an empty like prop car, because he touched it and the car like bounced around like a bouncy ball. And I hated that. I really did hate that. I was like, hey, that's like super cheesy, like lazy part of the movie. And it kind of gave away the fact that there was going to be no engine in it later when we got back to it. So I was like, okay. But that scene where the Duke is sitting there with the engine in front of him and the engine's like going and he's like standing there like, haha, I got you suckers, was really good. And then they shot the engine and smoke came out and somehow that disarmed the Duke. And I was like, what? That guy's way more badass than, like, why is this character super badass but then also a little baby? You know what I mean? It's a little a little contradicting in some aspects. But yeah, overall, like I liked it. I did really like Snake's character, and even the tattoo on his stomach. I was like, that's perfect. Like that fits perfectly with the character, because to me, he's like a himbo, like misogynistic, sort of dumb man kind of guy. Like that's the only vibe I got from him. So having a snake tattoo coming out of your fucking between your legs is perfect for him.
Yeah, when I saw that scene for the first time, I thought they screwed up the tattoo placement. But then now that you bring that up, I was like, okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like, okay,
So
that's
where's the
okay.
cobra's tail end, fam?
Like
That's what
that.
I'm saying.
That's something I never noticed as a kid. That rewatching it, I was like, interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that, like the movie was good. But again, I feel like it was of the time. So it's a great movie for the time that it was done. But
That's
as far as like holding up to now, like obviously it's a little bit cheesy and a little bit, like
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
But
I feel
yeah.
it's still worth a watch, I think, for the memes though, because that main character has been memed over the years hundreds of times.
And he is iconic, as Panda said. He's like a template for a lot of
Yeah.
action-oriented and action-adventure games and stuff like that. But
Yes.
yeah, like there's one thing, and this is my last point. During that boss fight, during the gladiator fight, where he like takes him with the thing and like gets his leg and then goes in the back of his head. It cuts to something else and it cuts back to the back to the fight. It goes right over. No point of impact, by the way. There's like nothing here. And then he's just like going over the thing. I thought that was just like they're like there are movies out in the 80s that had great makeup and design. So it's like, why can't this one too? Okay.
Yeah, I will say there was one scene in the entire movie that I felt the movie didn't need it at all. It could have not been included, and it probably would be better if it wasn't. Was when he first goes down the stairs in that like theater, and he's going down, and then the taxi cab guy's like, "Don't go down there, Snake. You don't want to be down there." And he's just like, "I'm going down," and he goes down, and there's two guys. There's two guys assaulting a woman. I was like, that's extremely unnecessary, doesn't even need to be in the movie, extremely pointless, but it's just another common thing with these kind of like grimy style movies or apocalyptic stuff is always like, a woman in a bad way, because if you think about it, the entire movie, there's only 4 females in the whole movie.
All of them get killed too.
I would argue,
and they all get
living
Cody?
in a dystopian New York jail that is walled off, women surviving, fat chance. Criminals. You gotta remember that they take all criminals. All criminals are dropped here.
Anyways, I think it's irrelevant and it didn't need to be part of the movie. I just feel like it was another, like, it's something we already know is going to happen on a place like that. So we didn't need it to be added, is what I'm saying. Like, sure, obviously we're not all stupid. Like, a place filled with majority men, of course they're ignorant and stupid and they're gonna do dumb shit. So duh. But it's like we didn't need that to be part of the movie because we had that one female character that was kind of like a badass, and we should have just left it at that. You know what I'm saying? That was enough for the movie.
The first thing I noticed about Duke's girlfriend was her like boobas, and I thought that was like, okay, this is the type of movie I'm getting myself into.
Of course,
Thank you, Bailey.
Of course you would.
It's right there.
Of course you would, but her hair was horrible. That's the only thing
Her hair was awesome.
Her hair was
that
the
hair
worst
was
thing I had
iconic.
ever seen.
That's
She had
iconic.
hair? Wait, she had hair. I don't
hated it.
even remember her having hair.
Okay, shush, be quiet.
The hair was
horrible. I
cheesy,
hated it.
but like 80s, like early 80s,
Yeah.
81, that's a fire 80s haircut. You
Of
know what I
course,
mean?
but it was supposed to be in the 90s.
That's a valid critique. That's
Yeah,
a
That's
valid
what I was
critique.
saying.
Either way,
That's what
I
was
didn't
saying.
like the hair. Like there could have been a better choice for her.
All the technology
aged
was
her.
analog too.
Yeah, yeah. I
Where's
did
the
like how
Nokia?
at the end of the movie, they're like, oh yeah, and like, hold up, I don't know. Bailey, somebody
Raza,
talk.
I have a last point, Raza.
Yeah,
Gives
yeah,
12
Okay,
points.
and then I'll go after.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just mocking him. Do you want my opinion now, or Wine Mom? Do you have more?
Go ahead. Raza's going to be doing good.
Yeah, I have the like Jesus, the casual essay. We keep accidentally picking films that need content warnings as well. It's like, god damn.
Not mine.
Yeah, almost all of them. What do you mean?
The Big Sick didn't need a content warning. What was the content warning for The Big Sick? Fucking.
Technically, it's about coma and illness, and if you had like a loved one, blah blah blah. If you want to be full progressive about the content warnings.
Oh, that's just you. That's just you on you then.
No, but some people get triggered by hospitals. I'm not trying to shit on you or anything, but
No.
I mean
This is Bailey.
there is a huge list of like warnings now.
Anyways,
Mr.
go on.
Communications Professional. Come on, don't argue with me.
Bad
Anyways,
job.
Continue.
So I was like, Jesus, goddamn. So Bebe was also a little chaotic this week, so I've got handwritten notes. I'm definitely not as scripted as normal, so sorry if I bounce around a bit. I wanted to. The first one is a question I'll throw to y'all, or I guess Panda specifically. But was this the first like bomb in the neck film? Like, was there ever? Is this like the first? Because I feel like this bit has been used so many times now, all the way to like Suicide Squad, and now it's like I was like, I think this is the first bomb in the neck bit.
It's possible.
You know what? It's funny you say that because I feel like that part of the movie was super underplayed.
I forgot that he had a bomb.
That's what I'm saying. That was probably the best. Listen,
I don't.
that
He
was
was
probably
constantly.
Not as much. No.
Carry on, boys.
Okay. It's not a bomb, right? It's 2 capsules that are slowly killing him, which I feel like probably has been used. But that's probably the origin of like, oh, if we had a bomb that was this small and we could do what they did in Escape from New York.
Maybe.
So
I swear they said it was like little things that dissolve and then blow out his things. That's why.
I'm pretty sure that might be the second movie.
Damn it. Okay.
Yeah, they put 2 capsules and it's slowly killing him, and then they need radiation to stop it, basically. And that's why. Yeah, my memory mixed up a lot from the second one and this one, so I feel you.
And then Wine Mom, why did you think it was the best part?
I just feel like it was underplayed. Like I feel like it was a great concept and a great aspect, but they underplayed it. Like they didn't utilize it as much as they should have.
See, that's where I do slightly I feel like he was constantly checking his watch, but I guess you're also
I
saying
literally-
I guess you're also okay.
He only checked it twice, really.
I only like the only time I remember was in the beginning and like during that gladiator
fight.
part. Yeah,
No,
was he checking them more?
Yeah, like every like 5 minutes he was checking whenever like the scenarios. When he met the brain, he checked it. When he left the brains, he checked it. When he was on the top of the tower, he checked it.
When he
right,
landed,
but there was a button that he's supposed to press to like check in.
that was separate.
That aspect I feel like could have been used more. And like also the communication aspect of like breaking the radio right away, and like I just feel like there wasn't enough connection to that aspect of the movie. But anyways, continue. Like actually finish your whole point, Bailey. Like have your rant about the movie because we keep cutting you off.
Yeah, I felt that a lot of that stuff was like adequately communicated, but I could definitely see how you're saying if you're zoning out and you're not paying attention to like all the details, because I'm nerding out and watching the set. Because to me, the fact that it's a 1981 film and it looks the way that it did, that's what it like engages me to watch the details. But I could definitely see how if you don't give a fuck and you're like, oh, I don't have to think, you're not going to notice all these like quick scenes happening. I definitely like saw a very interesting like perspective on how to use the practical effects. I couldn't believe that there was such a diverse amount of sets, and it's something that they definitely don't put enough effort into in like world building of movies nowadays. It was really fucking cool to see the effort put in just to create each environment. But some of it is, yeah, then I can definitely get how the 80s hokiness could throw you off. Like, the one that I thought was hilarious is, like, the first woman that he meets and he gives a cigarette to, and she just, like, whoop, falls through the floor. Like, gets...
I lost it. I fucking was in tears. I was like, my dad, the first time I saw this movie, my dad was just, was my dad. He was just tearing it apart from scene to scene. He's like, this is one of the worst things I've ever seen it in my life. Because he saw it in theaters. He's like, yeah, when I saw it, when I was growing up, he's like, this was garbage when I saw it. This is and I have to kind of disagree with you on the sets, Bailey. There wasn't, apart from like, there were a lot of street sets, but there was a few times there were interior shots. The interior shots were great, but there were way too many exterior shots. I thought it was just in one sound stage, but yeah.
I could see that.
It does feel like it was the same set, just slightly like it didn't seem like a drastic difference from each scene.
It was like one.
Once you were in the city, it was like you were only on 3 streets. That was it.
That I felt there was a lot of different interiors and stuff, but yeah, when they were outside, I definitely felt very stage lighty. It didn't feel super organic, but they did add the weird variety, like when he took his car and he had to drive it backwards through like a barricade of other cars, and they all just looked like you could tell they were miniatures. It was a little obvious. And
when she's getting when the Duke's girlfriend is about to get impaled by the other car, you can definitely I was like, oh, that's definitely a dummy, because there's no way a human would fall that way. She just falls like a brick.
But still, so that a point that you brought up, Raza, that is what interested me about it, was how like you forget that modern media also shies away from like showing you the point of death. It was very interesting in that way, even if they were like dummies and shit. I was like, oh, they're actually like showing the point of, like, when the dude got blow up, you just saw him go boom and fall in the car. It didn't like cut away. It didn't like zoom in on his leg. It was just like, oh, limp body. Like, that's very realistic in terms of what would happen if you were gonna get doinked by a mine. I just was like, I don't know how to feel about it overall, but I was like, oh, that's interesting. I haven't seen I didn't realize that they stopped doing it until seeing it.
It was campy. That's the word I would put on. It was pretty campy.
I think that's fair.
That's where.
I think that's fair, but that's also, like, again, a victim of the era. That's what I was trying to think as I'm watching the fighting and the stuff. Like, I was laughing because the entire time, every time he knocked out a character, it's just like, one bonk. Quick bonk to the face, you're knocked out.
Yeah.
Right? And but it's like they had no other. There wasn't like Bruce Lee was revolutionary because he made fighting so fluid. Because everything, the most fluid fighter that you had was like Rocky wasn't even fully a shtick yet, and he's as stiff as fuck, man. So you had this is a Schwarzenegger era film. He's just a very all your superheroes were stiff, jacked meatheads. So it was like. in a way, he's kind of pushing what the action hero could be for that era, and that's. I was trying to also reel it in because I'm like, this looks super cheese, but I'm like, this is when you contextualize it, it's kind of like I see how it was maybe pushing it back then.
Right. And you kind of tied it all together for me, because one of my favorite things about this movie is that Snake is not like insanely fucking ripped, you know. Again, his morals are all over the place. This movie is really about the battle for humanity, right? Literally and metaphorically, and it's even brought up in a joking manner. And you want to talk about when he goes into the basement and that woman's being assaulted, and there's glimpses of Snake's humanitarian, his human
That's
side where.
go.
No, I just wanted to point out that like he's not a good guy, but he's not a bad guy, and he cares about himself first. But even by the end of the movie, he's literally trying to help every single person he's with, even if they fucked him over in the past, even if they get over the wall and they're gonna get shot by the government.
But what did he do to help the woman in the basement? He just walked past it.
Right, which is when he first arrives.
He checked. If you notice, he checked his watch after he looked at the girl. He checked his watch and then dipped.
Right.
Well,
so
it was just too distracting. We were looking at being assaulted.
That's also very valid.
Time's ticking, and at that point, he's like, "Okay, this is just New York, right?" And he's gotta get to the tracking device that's on the president, which it's clearly not once he gets down there. And again, like, I'm pretty sure the female scene is after that, the one that goes through the diner. Am I wrong?
Yeah, the person falls through the floor and then he runs away and he's going downstairs, and that's
Which is really the first humane interaction he has. Given the cabbie does approach him, but he's a real dick about it. Fun fact also, that actress is Susan Hubley, and she was married to Kurt Russell at the time. I liked that she was there. They had their little moment and then fucking disappeared, because it felt like a little twist. It was like, oh, here's a love interest and he's gonna get her out of there. No, she gets yanked through the fucking ground.
I didn't think I knew something was going to happen, because again, this movie sort of tells you a lot. It holds your hand quite a bit. It doesn't really let you go and have your own imagination. I kind of pieced in what was going to happen to her, and this scene. There was another scene that was like that too. You don't know. But then I was like, so homie is about to die here. So what I
did enjoy the one. I do see how it was kind of holding your hand, though the majority of the way. But I really liked the one lingering mystery that was there, that you didn't know what he was necessarily in trouble for before, and I thought that also led a lot to that moral ambiguity of the character. Because they were almost hinting that he was some sort of freedom fighter or did some sort of T-word act against the government. And I found that to be very alluring, because you're learning a little bit more through his interactions. So that helps you watch for that extra layer, because really the movie's about Snake, not all these other characters. So by watching how he interacts with them, you're getting a little bit more info about him and his values. You're not necessarily supposed to be invested in Brain, because it gets blown up in a second. It's a movie about Snake. All his interactions are central to his development. That's why a lot of the characters are one-dimensional, because from Snake's perspective, that's what they are.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I love. So maybe it's not the first movie, but the repeated line of I thought you were dead. I love that. But also, how is it that Snake is so fucking known by so many people? It's
as Bailey just said, he could.
Right. I mean, I feel like it's obvious why. Yeah, I feel like it's obvious why he's known. But I feel like they also did a disservice not giving us his background story, as far as why everybody thought he was dead or why he was known. But then he's being dropped off in this prison with a bunch of people
Now-
who are going to recognize him.
Yeah, now that I think of it, the only spin and twist that I got from the movie was his origin, because you don't know much. But I also didn't. I also kind of was joking because this movie came around during the Cold War, and the anti-communist bullshit that was portrayed in this movie. Fuck that. Fuck it. No, yeah, just like it's the most like this is it's in New York. New York is in America. This is what happens in capitalism in America. So suck my nuts. But I also liked how someone brought up the tech.
And that's why
right, the
Snake
tech.
fucks over the president. Because Snake
Yeah.
don't give no fucks about capitalism.
When he saves the president and they go over the wall and he does his whole thing, Snake, it's just like there's so many people that got killed to save you, and I was chuckling at that because I'm just like, Snake, honey, you inadvertently did a lot of those killings.
But he's also a product of the system. That's
Yeah.
why he's such a good, like, yeah, he's done bad things. Yeah, he, ignored.
No, I mean of the actual events. Like he killed people during the actual events of
course,
the
but
movie. Yeah.
Did he have a choice?
Like,
He was ordered to, right?
Compare, you're
Yeah,
saying you
but-
played MGS, compare him to the other Snake. That's where that theme came from, is that weird moral ambiguity. 'Cause
Yeah,
Snake
no,
is
but
just
I just thought of it, him being kind of fun. I thought that was a funny sort of like tidbit. I'm just like, yeah, you're morally ambiguous, but like you don't really have a leg to stand on yourself. So I just and then the president was the most useless character.
Total stupid.
Like in
reason
reality?
why.
Instagram.
Yeah, like in reality, I'm with that. I was also giggling at, like, in reality, how someone could probably rock Kurt Russell's fit these days. Like you could probably
cosplayed.
see someone pulling off those pants and
It's been cosplayed.
bro,
Okay,
do you
listen,
think Under Armour
I thought-
inspired by Snake? I say yes.
Under Armour.
Yeah. Because I look. There's no way they had those tight tees like that back in the '80s. That had to be someone watched them and be like, I'm gonna make that for
Yeah.
athletes.
Yeah. That's what I'm feeling that too.
I liked his fit.
I thought
There's
it was
I
a
just
good fit.
felt like they did him a disservice with those pants though, because that poor guy had no ass.
Yeah, it's just like he's supposed to be in stealth, and then he has the most like like shiny pants ever. Not shiny, but like bright pants.
It's
Wait
true,
until you
though.
see the sequel. Oh my god, the spandex. But
Go.
the Duke also had a great outfit. I love that he had like just a regular suit jacket, but then it had those like general towels or
Feels
whatever.
like a JoJo character. That's all I thought the whole time I was watching it. It was like the Duke had to have inspired a bunch of the JoJo characters. There's no
Most
way.
likely, yeah. The costumes all around, I think, were perfect, except for there's one guy who just has the frames of glasses and they're purple glasses, and there's no lenses in them, and it was like,
No.
what emo 90s?
No, he didn't have one lens and one not lens.
No, there was the Asian doctor who had like goggles, like rounded goggles, and he only had one, and that looked fucking great. But then there's three guys watching Snake with bows or crossbows, and one of them just has like the 3D glasses, and they're purple with no lenses. And I was like, that's the only standout. Like, ugh.
I mean, I personally feel like I loved all the costumes. I feel like they were all very well done because doing a post-apocalyptic style is pretty fucking basic and forward. I also forgot how much I really liked the Duke's right-hand man, the little crazy
Yes.
guy.
That's
I liked
I
him
was
a
just about
lot.
to bring that up. And
His
he had
death,
the
way that
yes.
it happened was
Yes.
so shitty. They should.
I laughed.
It was such a disservice to that character. Like they could have given him something better than that.
I
And
know.
he
I
was
like
the most
that
easily He was. I don't know if it's his writing. But this movie's writing. I don't know about that, but it's just I don't know about his like the character's writing, but like he's the most easily convinced human being in the movie. The Duke was just like, oh, I can just go back and talk to him if you're not gonna let me talk to the president. He's like, okay, no, I believe you.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was a little stupid. Yeah.
come on in, and they get stabbed. So I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
The sound design of this movie, like, okay, so I get it from the 80s, and I've heard like Star Wars Empire Strikes Back has a very good sound design, and that was like I was using that as a reference. The punches, if I had to put down my audio or my volume because the punches were louder than the actual scenes, so I was just like, maybe this is them practicing or figuring shit out, and then maybe in the sequel it'll be better. But yeah, the sound design was really inconsistent. There were things that were louder that shouldn't be loud, and there were things that were quiet because I remember the her being dragged through the to the floorboard. That was not that loud. I thought that should have been a little bit like abrupt, but then I had to put my volume up to really understand what was going and then the whole like scuffling of feet, that is one of my irks. I don't like that.
So that was I have
in
the
any
exact
movie.
opposite point as the final of mine. I loved it. I from the days that you used to have to do all of this manually. That's why the VFX are off. Especially, I wouldn't want to imagine what they did to it to make it 4K. It's probably just digitally amplified. So that
No,
would
it's
make...
it's just visually 4K.
Okay.
No
Then,
audio.
and that would be still cool, interesting. It's definitely, that's why I think it's a very interesting to listen to. I love the SFX. I love the custom made soundtrack. Those classic feet scuttling sounds are like cliche of the 80s. Like you watch Eddie John Carpenter film, and that's like how you hear all the feet like. But that was again of the era, and I think it really shows the amount of fucking effort put into that custom sound design. And listening to all the beeps and the boops and all the different alarms, and I thought the
That was
soundscape
cool.
was incredibly
That was cool,
unique overall to me. Like especially the synthesizers, all the soundtrack. That shit has all been sampled in modern music, like beyond your belief. And I think it's a very iconic and interesting way to approach it, like in your own cartoony way.
Yeah, but like to me, the synth stuff is a part of the 80s. It's what made the 80s. It's what like is the 80s thing. So like all like
And-
yeah, it's been in 81, but like there was a couple movies a year even in 78 and 79. I mean, I've seen that they were already doing that. So yeah, I totally see what you're saying, but it's just like it was overdone to the point where it was just like I can't hear what they're saying. You know what I mean? It was just like there wasn't any balance in that stuff. And I assume it's
I
with the
agree.
tech too. It's
The
with the
movie
tech.
was very quiet.
I would agree. I would also like argue and push that it's like John Carpenter who made that the trend. Like, so that's why it is a little heavy in the synth, because it's like his thing.
Yeah,
that
he's
he
the king.
started and made the trend. Right, so as we're judging that, I definitely see it, and that was definitely a big critique. If you want to ever go on a nerdy deep dive on this guy, there's like stories about how these were just like drug-fueled benders that he would make these soundtracks on. So that's also
Definitely shows. It definitely shows.
exactly.
Definitely shows. Motherfucker can't hear shit. I guess you would get the sound design better if you were snowing. Like I guess John Carpenter was at
Skiing?
Yeah.
Or skiing. Yeah, okay.
Actually, with the sound design, there's actually one part that really pissed me off when the cabbie steps in and he's talking to him at the stairwell, and he's like, "You don't want to go down there." You hear the cabbie clearly once the camera's on him, and then it cuts to Snake, and then you hear him, and it sounds like he's like fucking down the hall, It was like, what did
Okay.
they do there? But fun fact, the opening voice, the narrator, there's a female voice that's like, the year is 1997 and crime has spiked. And she's also the voice of the computer throughout the movie. Uncredited, that is Jamie Lee Curtis, who worked with John Carpenter on Halloween just a few years prior, right? There's so many facts about this movie. So many actors that John Carpenter had worked with and then, incorporated again, whether it was in the future or previously. Actually, the Duke's, not the Duke, Brain's girlfriend, which is Adrienne Barbeau, was John Carpenter's wife at the time. And so I guess he wanted to show her off. But she was also a huge actress in the 70s and 80s, right? So,
I would hope so. I hope it's no like creepy Scorsese shit.
no.
I got my one quick note is then it's like the cabbie. The cabbie, his voice on that sound effects, he sounds like the perfect NPC. He sounds like the NPC you want in every video game.
Or maybe like a senile superhero that lives under the water.
That's what
and
I
has
thought.
a sidekick.
I thought you were gonna
Oh,
bring it
that's him?
back. I thought it was
That's
him
him?
again.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, Snake!
I completely forgot about that fact, so you just mentioned it now. So, okay.
Look over there, Snake. You don't go down there, Snake.
And
Oh,
I was,
geez.
Neighborhood snake.
I was looking up CDs, like inventions. CDs were invented in 1982 and came into North America and Europe in 1983. There's a scene where they're escaping and he has a tape. The year is 1997. Shouldn't they have like digital optical
But
drives
what
at that
do
point?
you think John Carpenter's gonna know what technology is coming next year?
Hey! If you're gonna make a movie in 1997, make sure it's all accurate to.
He already had.
to
Do you
the
think
time
anyone
zone.
had a GPS tracker button? That was some sci-fi shit. That was some next level technology for them. You see that Uzi with a scope for no reason.
I love that.
His arsenal. I took notes about how many times he reloaded and how many times he
Never.
shot.
Like never.
Never. It's just like it was an infinite amount of bullets into the magazine. And that's what like those tropes. That's what I was saying at the top. Is like those tropes are there. It's a victim of its time. So those tropes sort of like worked then, but then if you watch it now, you're like that's a little bit stupid. That's a little bit like why wouldn't he have an art like like stuff on him to like do that? But again, there's nothing wrong with the movie. It just
I kind of love that because
that's better.
I feel like Escape once again influenced so many different action movies, and even like with the bullet thing, Evil Dead 2, which is no love letter to Escape from New York, but Ash Williams, at some point just grabs a bunch of shotgun shells and puts them in his like breast pocket, and then from there on he just has like unlimited fucking bullets throughout the movie, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
But I wanted to go back to the set design that you guys were talking about, because fun fact, this was the first ever movie to be filmed at the base of the Statue of Liberty, and that Statue of Liberty shot and then another shot of the statue with the helicopter, those were the only two scenes filmed in New York. So the rest was all shot in LA and St. Louis. So that's why, like, you're talking about externals and how much they were limited with, because they weren't filming in New York, and they had to try and replicate New York as best as possible. So
I do like the trade towers, like it did feel like it did a good job of saying it was in New York, but I just wished like the world building was there to show that like this, because like when Bailey mentioned this movie to me, I was like, okay, I've heard some great things about this movie. I heard it's like it plays like a video game. I was like, let's fucking go, I'm on board. But then when I watch it, it's like a very, it's it's like a disjointed sort of movie, and that is because of, to me, it's because of the pieces. They go from like street to building and then to same street. It feels like they haven't progressed much. But then at the bridge scene at the end, that was like the part where, okay, they're finally moving on to somewhere. But then I checked the bar, the movie's 20 minutes, like 20 minutes left in the movie. Like, oh, so they must have like saved money, I guess, doing it that way. I guess it was cheaper to just shoot in like a confined area.
Yeah, not to mention, like, I looked up a few things. John Carpenter in St. Louis bought a bridge from the government for $1 and then sold it back to them after done filming. I guess it was like a legal loophole or whatever. But they also convinced the government to shut down 10 blocks in, some small town where, they had to build sets and and again, like, not having power and all that and replicating New York, you could never do that in New York, right? And also look at how New York is. It's, building Main Street. So the progress through building through street makes sense.
Like, in other media, like in other stuff that I've seen that isn't shot in New York, at least they show that like they are moving great distances within that concrete jungle. At least they're going. In this one, it felt like they're just moving a store. They're moving from store to store, and then they're going to a hotel, and then they're going to another store. But I digress.
I did really enjoy the sets, like the library and then the Duke's lair and whatnot.
The exterior, that's what I was saying. The interior shots were probably the better ones done because you could see them doing the details rather than the exterior shots were all the street shots. They were all like just limited in that regard. Sorry, Bailey.
I felt that it was a very cohesive 3-act plot. Like, I get how it could feel disjointed with how the scenes could be plain like that. Like, as I was saying, I agree that like the street scenes were very flat, but I felt it was like very clear, like first act, second act, climax. Like, it was very direct, it felt like. So like the action started ramping up once he met the brain, and then you're headed into the second act where now, okay, Snake is going to save the president. Then you're entering act 3 because Snake now has the president, right? It was like very much like step by step, and I felt it was very fluid in that way personally. But I definitely see how that it feels like they're just moving to one spot to the other if you're already feeling like you're tapped out and you're not engaged with what's happening. Because otherwise, I felt like there was a big distinction, like, because he starts in the store and then he goes downstairs and then he climbs up a building, and then it's like it's very much showing him maneuver the city in different dynamic ways.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it just like there doesn't feel like they're making any grand like movements. Like, I personally didn't even think there was three acts. I thought it was just one long act, because like I didn't, like, you guys will probably think you probably like can correct me, but I still have trouble figuring out what the climax was. Was it when he found Duke, or was it when he found the president? That's what I'm, and then because the movie to me didn't really change its tempo. It started off like it was just rather quick to begin with, and then he finds that Duke, the quickness begins. Like, it continues, and then he goes gets the president. The quickness continues on from there. So I didn't feel like there was any sort of like there was any difference between any, like, I guess from the acts you brought up, I didn't think there was any difference, because it felt like it was all the same through. And the only thing that like didn't feel consistent with that was the set design, because like or the set pieces. It's like a quick, like, all these quick things are happening, right? But the world around them is staying the exact same.
That's fair.
But that's an 80s thing ultimately.
But also, I think that it's a concept thing because John Carpenter is very much like that. It's like there's one belief behind whatever movie he's doing,
Mhm.
and some he executes it perfectly, right? Which is why Halloween is still considered the best slasher horror film, given
Mhm.
it's very dated as well. But The Thing is literally a perfect film where people still debate if stuff was intentional or not. But
Mhm.
I feel like this was, again,
Mhm.
like Bailey said, it's Snake's movie. It's about him. It's more so about the conflict within himself and survival, and that's why like the pacing and all that. It's really more so just like I gotta keep fucking moving. I've got to do this, and then there's glimpses of his humanity, and even if he's a contradicting asshole by
Yeah.
the end, the real
Mhm.
conflict is like he fucked over the government because they fucked him over, you know.
By becoming communist. No.
Yeah, that's I see the middle ground. I'm not super argumentative on this one. I definitely see where you're coming from, Raza. I'm still kind of on the side of Panda here, but I definitely feel it a bit. I feel a little how it's like, yeah, it could seem slow, or I think it's a weird middle ground between what Panda's bringing up because it was kind of emphasizing Snake just like dragging himself through it, and he didn't know what was coming next or where the fuck he was going, and I
Yeah,
felt
but
like it
like
was.
I feel like you can totally do it in a way that can make like cuz like yeah,
Which I
obviously he didn't
agree. I
know
agree.
because Matt like I did like after this I saw the first Mad Max, right? With Mel Gibson. That's an infinitely better
The first one, you like
movie.
the first one better than
Yeah, I like it a
this?
lot. Yeah.
The first one's very for me.
The
Well,
first one is actually it came before this. It was 1979.
yeah, or
Hmm.
8 I think. 8 or 9, yeah.
But it's
But
fun. Sorry,
but
it's funny that you bring that up because there's fan theories out there, even though these two movies have nothing to do with each other. Is that
yeah, well apocalyptic thing. That's the only thing.
okay? Major spoiler alert for the second movie. I know that Wine Mom and Raza don't care, but anyone else listening, just skip 30 seconds, okay? So in the second film, Snake gets an EMP, presses it, and wipes out the power for the entire planet. So the fan theory is that he caused the Mad Max world.
That's awesome.
Oh, cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Actually,
Sorry, but you can go on.
no, but like yeah, like at least with the first Mad Max, like it builds up, like that tension is there, or for every interaction, it builds up to a point, and that I can feel that as a viewer that it's pulling me in that way, like oh, there's actual like there's an actual stake here. There's tension going on. You can feel Mel Gibson's character being underpowered by a lot of the stuff. But for this, because it's like told in consistent manner, I didn't feel that I he was gonna like lose. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't that tension that Mad Max had. That's what I was. That's probably the thing that I feel was missing. Like that sort of like
Stakes.
stress, the stakes
Stakes.
of it
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shit. But yeah. Anyways, guys, I get to open my fast right now. So
Oh, okay. You got the stuff. I thought you might have to go up and get it.
well,
It's ad break time, anyways. Do we have any final notes? I feel like we all shared a good share smack of opinions.
Oh, Wine Mom, do you have anything to say first? Because
No.
okay, I'm just gonna run off a few facts before we go to ad. The model of New York from this film was repainted and used for Blade Runner. Um, Kurt Russell has stated that this is his favorite role and his favorite movie that he's done.
Oh,
He's worked with so many great people. Also, at the time, he was trying to break out of the Disney format because he was a Disney actor. Kurt Russell also was the one who suggested the eye patch, which I fucking love. Because again, like you were saying, Raza, like yeah, there's no weight compared to like Mad Max, but Snake is like the iconic visual representation of like action hero. Like he's a badass and he doesn't give a fuck what you think, and he's all in leather and eye patch and this little gun with a huge scope on it. And
Yeah.
also, this is just speculation, but after that girl gets taken through the ground, he goes up a floor and he decides to shoot a hole in the drywall and jump through it, which was visually great. But I think that probably directly inspired the Underworld shoot around the floor and drop through, which is highly unlikely. They did on Mythbusters. Anyways,
That was also one of the more hokey looking scenes to me. It was cool. It was like iconic, but he jumped through. It was like, that looks like styrofoam.
yeah, it would have been funnier if there was like a bunch of metal pipes and like he just hit the wall or something. I think that's it.
He produced Blade Runner, or not Blade Runner. Kurt Russell produced Escape from LA. I think that's my fun fact.
Yeah. Oh, he also held on to Snake's outfit. Like he took it home, which I don't think he was supposed to. And to his surprise, it actually fit once the sequel came up. But then they never used that costume. So. Yeah.
Well, you would assume he would get updated on armor. That's how sequels work.
Yeah, but also, like, you never know. Post-apocalyptic world, some people don't have time to go shopping or can't be seen in public.
This movie doesn't make any sense.
More shurikens. They'll just give him more shurikens.
Okay.
Is that it?
I believe so.
Fun facts? Any more fun facts?
There's a few, but I'll leave them. I think we're good.
If you've got more, put them in. Otherwise, let's
who
move
knew
to...
1997 was bad? I forgot how bad 97 was, bro. We lived. We're in 2023 now.
To respond to you, Wine Mom, I'm too tired. Maybe later.
All right, easy. Okay, ad break. I'm going to throw it to the same one. Sorry, Internet, so you're getting the same one. I fix it in post. You're getting a new one later. Bye. First time here, not sure what we do. It's okay, hence the name. It's Marching into Madness. It gets a little hectic. We're developing a whole network of content. So if you're watching us on Twitch, we're also on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, we're also on Spotify. Watching on Spotify, we're also on TikTok, where on each of these platforms, you'll be able to get a variety of content. You like video games? Tune in with us as we have a relaxing time. You want to hear about some news? We got that too. Same podcast feed, same-ish, different day. Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg. So why not jump in a little deeper? We'll see you there at the depths of the ocean. Oh my God, Mike's so
Please start watching Succession.
Which one is Succession again?
It's about this like media giant and his
yes.
children. It's filled the void that Game of Thrones left behind.
Yeah, everybody be talking about this. Okay, maybe I'll get
a very good
watch
show
it for you.
There's a scene where the one son, black son, sends the dick pic to his dad, and they're in a meeting, and he looks over at his son. His son's like, he's been memed, so that watch it. It's on its last season now.
Yeah,
one of the Culkin brothers is in that, right?
Yeah, the better looking one and the better actor, the better acting one.
Okay.
Yeah, he was also in Scott Pilgrim, I think too.
Yes, because the other brother is from Scream, and he's not the one in Scott Pilgrim.
No,
fade in.
He's the normal one in Succession. The normal one.
Rob Yang.
All
right. Okay. All right. So
I'll talk.
We're back. Okay. Thank you. We're back. We're at the last segment of our show. It's called Buy It, Rent It, Skip It. If you've tuned in for a couple times, this is like our definitive after our rambling. What do we recommend? So I'll go first. As always, I have a little dichotomatic one. I would say to buy it if you are like a media geek, if you want to like understand and go back and do your work, and then otherwise just rent it for the funsies, because it can also be a very just fun, mindless movie. So depending on if you want to nerd out or not is what my recommendation tilts on. Razzie Dazzy, what do you think?
Pirate it, no. Oh, there's ketchup. Stream it and rent it. Because I don't think, like, it's a movie that you can just put on, enjoy, have fun with it, make a drinking game out of it, laugh at it, you know. But I don't think you need to really put money towards it, since it's not a movie. Hot take, but this isn't a movie that you necessarily should buy. It's like a good movie to watch with your homies. And how many times are you going to be hanging out with your homies and watching movies, right? People quite a bit, but for the general public, I don't think that much. But yeah, ultimately, stream it and rent it, and that's just attuned to what I was saying earlier, that it's an average movie, and it just goes along with that.
Valid.
Yeah.
Wine Mom?
I'd say rent it, so that, like, I say rent it only because that's the least option to pick.
You can say skip it.
No, because that's still no. Because I think it's something you should watch at least once, just because of the cultural impact and the memes that it has. Like, if you're an online, if you're an internet person, and like these memes are going to come up, so you want to understand them or know the reference, so watch it just for that sake. But I wouldn't say you need to own it no. Don't skip it, but don't own it. Yeah.
Just don't do anything. Don't do anything.
Just watch it. I mean, if you're not going to, at least watch like a synopsis or something, like just for the memes at least. That's what I'm saying. To just be up on, like, it is a movie that should be in the list of, like, yeah, everybody's seen. So, like, just watch it so that you could be part of the everybody. Unless you don't care, then don't bother. That's what I'm saying. If you're into movies, then just watch it.
One of us. Yeah. One of us. One of us.
Uh-huh.
Pandy, what do you think?
I'm gonna say buy it, of course, because again, I'm biased. I grew up with this movie. I feel like if you're a millennial, I guarantee your father loves this movie. Not Raza's, clearly. Yeah. But Wine Mom, I guarantee your father probably loves it.
I don't think so. I know my dad well. I don't think
so. Okay.
Fair take, though.
Maybe I like. Okay. Yeah, I suggest buying it, but again, you know, these options are out there for, you know, collectors and people that want to experience things and have access to it. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere, but yeah, as a filmmaker, I think it deserves to be watched and paid attention to. And yeah, I don't know. It's a huge stepping stone in action films, in my opinion. So
yeah, I mean, I agree that it should be. At least it should be watched. Like, you should be able to reference it, at least know what the references are.
Right.
But also, to be fair, Cody's biased because
he just said
he'll buy. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He's biased. He'll buy everything. He's always going to say buy because he believes in physical media collection and.
Yeah, but also
Tom Cruise thanks you, Panda.
Yeah, and in my side to defend it is also, it's like this. I miss the era when you have, like, we used to give directors like John Carpenter a chance to make something just wacky and out there, a unique script all the time. You know, that's I miss that era a lot, and so supporting that and that.
Directors can still do that. They just choose to appeal to the masses. That's the reality. Because there are movies that have been made or are being made that do challenge the box. But it's just not as common because people rather sell out.
And one of the biggest movies of last year was one of the most outlandish Everything Everywhere All at Once, right? It's like a super wacky movie, and you let the directors do what they want to do, and then you get a product like that. So I see exactly where you're coming from, Bailey. I see that, and I see why you're saying that, because look at the movies that have come out in the past decade, at least a decade. They're all products. They're not art forms anymore. As much as I think it's a movie, Escape from New York is an art form because it's an original piece of like an original concept rather than like adapting something. You know what I mean?
100% agreed.
Bingo. Okay, so we got
Tom
the most.
Cruise was Tom Cruise.
Well, I will give you both then. Okay, well, first, tell me where Tom Cruise was in this film, Raza.
He was the one of the hands that pulled down that lady.
I like that. And what about Bo Burnham? I think
He
Bo
was
Burnham.
off somewhere being like a depressed a comedian. He was one of the guards who was pulling Kurt Russell down from the thing.
One of the guards the Duke murked.
Yeah.
I like that. I fuck with.
Who is the black guy again? Was he the new Duke?
The Duke.
That was the Duke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the other guy wasn't like his friend.
Brain.
Brain.
Oh, are you talking about the guy with the crazy hair?
No, like well, when they meet, what's his face? Oh god,
Yes.
He's
He brings him to the library,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, him. So and he's like, "You're the Duke," and then he's like, "I know you,
Harold."
Yeah. So
Harold.
it's just, so I was kind of confused about that. I was like, is that black guy the Duke or is this the Duke?
No,
it's that guy's the Duke.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Oh, yeah.
Snake didn't know yet. He didn't know who he was gonna see. Yeah.
And fun fact, the Duke Isaac Hayes was actually, I'm pretty sure, the original Shaft.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
I think this is correct.
Just
He was
throwing
a
that out
well-known
there.
actor. I did know that.
Ooh.
Also, I have one last fact.
All right, close it out.
Okay, the poster for Escape from New York, if you guys will...
Is it on stream?
Yes, it's on stream. If you look at that, it's kind of hard to see.
I'll
but
blow it up.
Clearly, the Statue of Liberty never gets destroyed. It's still standing in this film, but this was the iconic poster, and I automatically thought Planet of the Apes, but I found out that there is a huge reference to this poster in none other than Cloverfield.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, when he
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
And I love that. Great work.
Because what are they doing in Cloverfield? That's why they're trying to escape from New York.
Monsters!
No, they're trying to escape from New York, Raza. You missed the bit. Because you cut me off again.
No, you can't. You're supposed to be a good comedian, Bailey. You're supposed to be able to.
Oh, yeah, good comedians have timing, Raza.
Anyway.
You don't have any.
Oh, good, because you're interrupting my comedic timing.
You would be able to bounce off me if you were a good.
Yeah.
All right. Carry on.
Okay, if you want to see more of this, me and Raza fight like husband and wife. You can catch us on the internet on a weekly basis. We just finished our Movie Madness Marathon. By the time you're catching this episode, we're probably back at our normal flow, which means Bailey does one eBay broadcast a week on Tuesdays, possibly Wednesdays, likely Tuesdays. We do this podcast recording every Monday, and we play video games on Fridays. And Raza tells you about what does he do? What do you do, Raza?
I'm probably going to stream on Wednesdays.
He's gonna stream on Wednesdays. He's gonna
Fuck you.
stream on Wednesdays. And then he also Raza carries the team on his back with YouTube Shorts on our second channel. You can watch the edited versions of this on our main YouTube channel. You just need to search "Marching into Madness." We're also on Spotify and anywhere you listen to your podcasts. And tell your grandma about us. We've also got Panda here. Panda, do you have anything you want to shout out?
Not currently at this time. Go,
Wine Mom. Oh, sorry, go. I'm being interjecting now.
Go eat something healthy. That's all I wanted to say. I don't know.
I got donuts here. Not really healthy.
Wine Mom, what you got? What you got? What you doing, Wine Mom? You got anything to promo?
And just go watch our Friday stream, our Madness Month. That's what I want to say.
Okay, Bailey's bullying you. I was just clearing my.
I mean, it's fine. Like,
my throat.
if I'm getting bullied for the cold that I've been fighting for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, Bailey, you dickhead.
Carry
Play
on,
nice.
carry on.
With that,
Well,
that's
yeah,
our
anyways,
episode, guys.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching.
We're gonna go to Let's Chat. If you wanna hang out, you wanna critique our opinions, we're gonna be right here. And I gotta pick which screen is. Here we go. This screen is. We gotta.
I'm Snake,
today.
and I want to save the president of the United States of America for the free world, even though I like communism. Huh.
I feel like you guys have been yelling a lot today.
There you go, Liam.
Name's Pliskin.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Pliskin.
don't think that's how you say it.
Why are we talking?
I think you should.
Is it a B or is it a
go
P?
back and
It's
see
P.
how it's actually said.
Pliskin.
It doesn't sound.
A
don't think that's
skin with a
correct.
K.
It's
Pliskin.
Pliskin.
I don't think you guys are saying it right.
No, it is.
Pliskin?
Snake Pliskin.
Is it Pliskin?
Yeah, Plisken.
I was saying it wrong the entire
Pliskin.
time. The Bliskin.
Anyways, carry on.
Carry on my wayward son.
Carry on.
Is that the My Chemical Romance song?
No.
No, that's the Supernatural.
He's a former Special
I
Forces
don't understand why
operator.
you're laughing so hard at that. Like,
Huh?
anyway.
So you keep cutting out every time you're reading.
Are we ad territory, Bailey?
Didn't bring up the pod.
Are we in ad territory?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're already done. We're chilling. We're chilling now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get some water.
Yeah.
You guys.
Do you have to use the washroom or anything? Anyone?
I do, but I'm not in a rush. Go ahead, Raza. Go do your thing. Go tend to your Islamic tendencies.
Don't say Twitch is gonna assume that I'm part of a freaking T group now.
No, we're gonna be fed to more diverse audiences because it's going to read that.
Like watch the movie Team America. You'll get where the ideas come.
No, well, now you're not helping the SEO with pairing it with what we need to.
He's heading down the street south on Bakalakadaka Street.
Like what?
That's a quote from that movie specifically.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would be uncomfortable.
Otherwise.
Snake Plissken is a former U.S. Army lieutenant. He served in Leningrad and Siberia in World War III, which is likely what's going to happen in our real world. Yeah, this is what it's looking like right now. Japan just sided with Russia.
Say that.
What?
Don't even talk about it.
No, not the anime girls.
No, not the waifus. No, not they're going to the motherland.
Speaking of Japan, the pod, the president's pod. I wish I would have said this on the pod, but the little egg that he gets into.
Yeah, it looks like the Dragon Ball ass egg.
Yeah, and Dragon Ball came like 6 years after this.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It looked just like the Dragon Ball pods. That's what I was thinking while I was watching it.
I love that.
Yeah, I thought that was a very cute ad. Someone's got that pod somewhere. There's no way someone doesn't have that prop pod.
Very possible. Let me see.
I finished that Tetris movie, Bailey. You should watch it.
You're giving me a long list of things to watch here, bucko.
I'm giving you two things to watch. That's not that long.
That's fair.
Yep.
That's not that much. I have a week off too.
Billy, you should watch all of Cheers and then Frasier.
Exactly, and then
Oh, no.
Friends.
I don't even
Honestly,
like
don't
Frasier
watch-
all that much.
Don't watch any of their recommendations.
And then
I
and
can
then
tell he's a
watch
Frasier
Big
man.
Bang Theory.
Save yourself.
I still need to get through Frasier. Like, it's so thick. It's like 12 seasons, I think.
Wait, funny. It was a classic. That was like heavy syndication. That man's made a lot of money off of that.
I love that show. I like the dry humor.
Kelsey Grammer has the weirdest filmography, but it's not
It's fine.
because you would think he comes in things adjacent to Frasier, but no, he's coming in Transformers movies. He's coming in Neighbors 2. He's
Money
coming
Plane.
Money Plane. Wait, what?
Oh, it's a terrible B movie that he's in.
No. He's coming in a lot of bullshit. That's what's happening. Like a little random stuff, but no, Tetris movie is actually pretty. It's surprisingly good. I checked the reviews this morning. It has an 85 or something, like that. So I'm just like, we be getting a lot of slop, and when we get like good stuff for the first time, I feel like I'm being robbed. You
I'll
okay?
be back in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
But yeah, it just it's because I didn't realize how hectic getting the rights of Tetris was because it's a Russian made, like Russia owns the rights to it, right?
Yeah.
So it's set during the Cold War. So Buddy has to go on the behest of Nintendo, and then has to figure out how to get the rights, but the Russian government is saying no. You don't own the rights.
What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, no, I knew it was a bit of a hectic story. It was during the Cold War era shit.
Yeah, it's a very good move. Surprisingly good. Surprisingly good.
I think even back then there was like a conspiracy that the Soviets had like chips in the arcade boards or something like that. I remember.
Yeah,
Why
it's-
Why can I not find this movie on Letterboxd?
Letterbox. Sorry, what?
What movie?
The one we just fucking watched.
Escape from New York.
Yeah, can't find it. For
You type in escape from,
There,
and
I
then
found it.
there you go.
That's what I did. You think I'm new, Raza?
I don't know. I often do that to myself. I just think if you're in the same boat,
Jeez, give me a break.
you're
I see
acting.
you're- Oh, I see you rated it too.
Yeah, 2.5 stars. Yeah.
Yeah, you rated it worse than me. I gave it 3.
Oh. Okay.
See, let me just say the average rating for that is 3.6, by the way.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Just saying.
It's like it's not like a movie that's like gonna break ground for you, right? But it's gonna be like a nice callback.
I'm
At least to me.
I'm on the fence about what I want us to watch.
You were hyping up. It was a J Hall movie.
I know.
That's
movie to me.
that's what I want to. That's what I want
Did-
to. But I've
Did I
also
actually
been
mention
thinking,
it? You're trying to say
No.
the safe face now?
No, but I also no. But I've also kind of been thinking about Ben Affleck.
We're not watching a Ben Affleck movie. I'm gonna veto that.
Ben Affleck?
Sorry,
Ben
but that's
Affleck?
not how this works.
I know. Are we gonna watch the Accountant?
No.
The Town.
The Town.
Anyways,
Jimmy
I'm not
Renner.
telling you guys. I'm not telling you
Yeah.
guys what my decisions are. So relax.
You kind of have to tell Bailey soon before.
Not
next
until
week.
I'm ready.
I feel
I'm
like
ready.
I'm
You
not
were
in a
yelling
rush
at
because
me.
I'm behind on the editing, but you guys got to know for your watching time. But otherwise, I'm behind on the editing, so editing wise, it's not super rushed.
for my thing, we're definitely gonna be watching an animated one.
I fuck with it.
See. I'm on the fence. I was also thinking about an animated, like a Disney movie, actually.
Is this Disney? Is this Disney? Is the movie I want to watch Disney?
Are you gonna pick Mallrats with Ben Affleck?
No.
Damn it! I would want to see that.
Affleck, like that.
Oh my
Like the
God.
insurance company.
Affleck.
Oh my god.
Is it Batman v Superman?
It's Field of
Yeah.
Dreams, isn't it?
No.
It's Daredevil, Bailey.
No, she wouldn't like Daredevil. It's a superhero.
I
Is it
definitely don't like any superhero stuff. So.
Jenny from the block.
Jenny?
Shut up! Stop trying to guess what I'm telling you.
Jenny. Let's just start
I'm telling
like
you.
Oh, this one. It's definitely Jeesley. Jeesley. The cult
What?
classic Jiggly.
What?
I think he's having a stroke.
I don't know how
Yeah,
to
I
say
have
this.
no idea what he's talking about. What are you talking
Like-
about?
Giggly.
Giggly.
Giggly? What is that?
Jeesley.
Are you
What
talking
year
about
did he-
Studio Ghibli? Like, what are you on?
It's in the
Jiggly.
chat.
Jiggly with J-Lo. And
Yeah.
It's
Are
a
you
romantic.
okay?
Just put it here.
I will never promote Ben Affleck and J-Lo. I'm sorry. I
Well,
will
now
never.
you're part
I
of
will
that.
never. I will never.
So you're not gonna ride or die for your.
I don't like
your
them together
mans?
at all. I don't like them.
Sucks to be you
She's
because
not
you're gonna
about.
have to.
Yeah, I know. Especially if you want to pick a good Ben Affleck film.
Affleck.
I think it's
stuck in my head now.
I think it's such an unhealthy relationship. that's
He'd be
been
happy though.
romanticized.
He'd be.
I don't
happy,
think
though.
so. I've seen a lot of miserable pictures and videos of him.
Man, could you imagine just getting
Putting up
you
with
know,
someone because they are a sex icon.
Wasn't
Yeah.
gonna say that,
totally.
but yeah.
I mean, that's what it is.
just imagine getting dome from jail and you're Ben Affleck. You're like, I want
Is
my
that
Dunkin'
is
Donuts.
that really like where your brain is?
Yes, absolutely. I'm all about the happiness about this man.
That's sad.
That's Raza's relationship conditions. Is there dome? Yeah, Y or N. That's it.
That's pretty sad.
It's been working out for me pretty
Has
well.
it,
No
Raza?
drama.
Are you sure? Are you sure
Yeah.
about that?
No
How
drama.
sure are you?
No nothing.
I don't know
I
about
just
that.
say, hey,
I don't know about that.
This is the only prerequisite to have,
I
and then I
don't
leave it.
know about that. I don't.
I mean,
know.
you don't.
I
I haven't really
don't
told you
think
much.
I don't think so.
Snake Plissken.
It's a great thing because there's no luggage and there's no baggage, and I can just do whatever I want to do.
You're so no.
Yeah.
No, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Not at all.
If you knew about me, truly wine mom, you would be like, "What the fuck?"
I know enough. I know enough.
You don't. You only know those stuff that I let you know.
Raza, you think you are not transparent? Come
I'm
on,
so
honey.
transparent.
I am a
but
woman. I am a woman. I can see right
Let me
through you.
roar.
Oh, by the
Oh
way,
boy.
the Russian translation for "Escape from New York" is the rattlesnake, which is fantastic.
I know. I was
Wow.
looking at all these international covers. They're fun.
So impressed, wine mom. So impressed.
Yep.
Bailey, I honestly think they might enjoy it too more.
Probably.
From what I've seen, the little 20 minutes, I was like, "Is this a movie that Bailey on accident?" When I watched it, I was like, "Is this seriously wants me to watch this?" And
Guys,
then I
A
checked
Bug's
the
Life.
Discord chat. I was like, "Oh, it's New York. Okay, never mind."
Yeah,
Isn't it worse? It's essentially worse.
it's a lot goofier and it leans into it, but like Steve Buscemi's in it, Bruce Campbell's in it.
Yeah. Ash Williams, isn't it? Or what's the name?
Yeah. That's Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, again, it's a lot more cartoony, and it leans into that, and then it's got CGI, and it's not great. Like, there's a whole scene. There's a massive flood that's happening, and fucking Tom Petty is there, and he like throws Snake a surfboard, and they start surfing, and it's
That sounds stupid.
There's paragliding.
Stupid.
Yeah, but I think you guys would enjoy it more because it's more of a cohesive story and like.
See, like I'm all about goofiness, but like I love me goofy shit, but it has to be like, you know, not outrageously goofy. We're doing it for the sake of oh my god. But you see that Tommy Wiseau is making a new movie?
He's been doing that forever.
But he's
it's like a new, like a basketball movie coming out this summer. Okay, Bailey over here, the movie guy, I've been doing it forever. Suck my balls, but
I absolutely hate sports
Tommy?
movies.
Oh, okay.
Like, I refuse to participate in sports
I have a
movies.
Google Doc of all things Bailey hates, and it's already at 4 pages long. I can start a one for
You'll
you.
be there a very long time, sweetheart.
Keeping tabs.
Be like, oh, get
It's really not worth the stress. There was 3 Kung Fu Panda movies?
Yeah.
Absurd.
And
they're all golden.
TV series, and they're doing another one, I think.
That's why Jack Black's rich now because of this shit.
That's ridiculous.
He's gonna get richer because of Mario too.
See, why is it so often we like a movie will come out and then make 12 more of that movie? Like, that's so boring. Do a different concept.
You just hate like American animations, don't you?
No, I don't hate animated movies. I love animated movies. I just don't like watching the same movie 12 times over with a different plot line, like every single superhero movie to exist. Boring, overplayed.
I hate it when
Let's do
the
something
serial
else.
killer does the exact same thing every victim.
Okay, serial killer stuff is very different, Raza. That's a matter of like learning how to survive. What am I learning from Shrek 5? Nothing.
That life is that there's where men are like onions.
Boring.
Men are like onions. Right.
Absolutely bored.
Take your time, Panda.
Whenever you're ready.
There isn't a
We're all
Shrek 5.
here.
There isn't a Shrek 5 yet.
I mean, obviously, I was making a joke.
Yeah, but they do all have morals, and that's what I love about animations. So
It's still boring.
here, I'm gonna share this in Discord.
What's the morals for the Incredible? The Incredible 2 specifically.
The Incredibles?
2, yeah, not the first one. 2.
Oh, there's a bunch of stuff. A bunch of parenting stuff.
Yeah, it's all
independence of a
family
woman.
ones. Yeah, it's supposed to. Yeah.
Oh,
It's supposed to be all the
okay.
extra woke,
seen that 100 times.
the following up the Me Too generation messaging, like the cheesy
Bailey
performative
thinks
ones.
family morality or family morals is woke because Bailey doesn't have a family.
So mean, Raza.
Sorry, man.
I just feel like we could be doing so much more with
Yeah,
animated
we could be
stuff.
doing 3 more Captain America movies with Chris Evans. That was we
See,
should
but
do
then
it.
that's where I'm gonna.
I would rather die.
I would throw your own debate back at you, like you're saying. There's still creative directors being thrown out there. I would say the same thing with animation. I'd say there's probably plenty out there. Like look at that one that turned red Disney one was the Red Panda one, whatever the fuck it's called. The one that's set in Toronto.
Red.
Yeah.
Turning red.
That was a short film that was picked up through the creativity of that animator, like, you know.
Yeah, I like animation. I agree. I have not watched that yet, but I agree that that was a well done, like, or a good choice. But I'm saying, like, why are we still getting like Minions and Ice Age and Frozen? Like why are they doing more of those?
Oh
Like,
my
let's create
god,
new
we need a new
stories.
Ice Age. We actually need one. We need a new Ice Age movie. I need one. I need a new one.
Ice Age.
Raza, I love Ice Age, but no.
I love Ray Romano.
Ice Age is dead officially. The
Yeah, I
company,
heard about that too.
yeah, they put out a video where the squirrel finally gets the nut.
Or
Uh,
gets the nut, or he gets nutted
But
on.
no, so
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen
I
that.
would say in the last little while, as far as like American animated stuff, I watched Inside Out, and I felt like that was an amazing animated movie because it dealt with a very good message that kids don't otherwise learn about, and I feel like it was a very important message for kids.
I think Bailey would like that one because you know,
That movie made me
man
bawl my eyes
sausages
out.
with BDT.
But
Which
honestly,
one?
if you
What
haven't
movie?
seen that, Inside Out, if you haven't
Inside
seen
Out.
it, Bailey, like for
Yeah,
real, you should watch it.
it was okay. I liked it. It was good.
Okay.
It was pretty, but I was like,
It was-
too.
Then you need to watch it again because you obviously didn't get the message. It's like a super moving movie.
There wasn't
For a
there
kids
wasn't any
animated movie.
rough snake guy in it, so he couldn't relate.
Oh my
Well,
god.
that's why I think it was good for that. It helped a lot of people like healthily communicate to their kids about emotions. Like, I don't have anything bad to say about the movie. I just didn't really like it.
okay, can we know what movie you're choosing now, Wine Mom? If it's
No.
Sam Jackson, I
No.
know what
No.
movie.
Apparently, it's
No.
a Ben Affleck flick. That's what she
No, I said I'm going between. Okay, well, it was a toss up. A Jake,
Yeah.
a Sam, or now I'm adding a Ben because I'm not sure. I think I'm still gonna go with what I want to go with, but I'm you guys. I'm not telling you on stream.
Okay.
Because we haven't done that with any of the other movies.
Yeah, we did
Also,
it last week.
I'm getting reverb from somebody. I don't know where it's coming from, but now I can't hear.
It might be me.
Oh.
Testing.
Yeah, I think it is Cody. It's not outside of your room. It's inside.
leave the house.
From your speakers.
Can you hear me now?
Like I hear myself through Cody's headphones.
Yeah, we did do it on stream if you want to. Otherwise, I don't care. I don't really care.
No, because I don't want people to know. Like, we should watch it. Like, we shouldn't announce it on. We should watch it on our own.
I feel like.
But I think we should because it's like a
forced-
movie
this is
club.
a-
Like, so that they can watch it. I
And
put
plus
it in
they-
usually the edited version ahead of time as well.
Yeah.
Is the movie you're thinking of?
Well, Bailey didn't tell us his until after stream.
No,
We chose it
Well-
on stream last week.
we,
Yeah, it
we,
was on stream.
we were done with talking about the movie, but then
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Just let us know.
I feel like I didn't know what we were watching until after stream, but
Okay,
That's fair.
that's fine.
you didn't even know what you were watching while you were watching it. Oh,
like,
I
do you
can't
feel
be
good
mean.
about that really bad joke? Does that feel really good
I
for you?
can't be
Did you
mean
enjoy
once in a
it?
while.
I thought it was a good joke.
It's
It was
not
just
being
bad
mean,
timing.
it's just terrible joke.
I thought it was a good joke, and I was just cringed
I'm
because I
glad
know
you
you're
found
gonna
it
jump down
funny.
his throat about it.
Jump down his throat about how boring and late it was.
Most of 90% of the time, I want to like when Panda says something addressing Wine Mom, and it's like whenever he just starts
You just want to tell him
going.
to be quiet, right?
No, I'm sorry, like Panda. Calm.
it's not
just be
worth it.
careful.
It's not
It's not
worth
worth
it.
it, Panda. It's not worth it, Panda. I want to be that the angel on your shoulder, be like, don't you don't need to do this,
The
man.
voice in
You
the
don't
back
need
of
to-
his head,
you don't
telling
need to do this.
don't waste your time.
Listen, if you don't stand up to your bullies, Raza, then
Oh,
You're-
that's why I'm so mean to you, because you are my biggest bully.
Hey Bailey.
Yeah.
So
Don't be shocked.
So there was a really good F1 race this weekend, Raza. If you actually
Yeah,
skip
I
past
saw
the,
it.
Hey, if you want to watch the highlights and ignore anything, go watch the last race restart because like 3 cars crashed. So you don't have to watch the whole thing. You just want to get the entertaining part of the sport. There's a lot of people crashed at the end of the race.
Oh,
You can
Bailey
watch
just
those.
influenced my next movie with that story. Right, I got it now.
Oh, the Chris Hemsworth one?
What? What? Oh, where he plays the Ferrari. No, not the Ferrari driver. He plays somebody else.
Yeah.
The burn victim.
Yeah.
I forget what his name is now. He's in Civil War, Captain America Civil War.
Yes.
Oh, I forget his name now, but he's like, yeah, no, that's not the one. No.
Baron.
Baron Z, something Z. Baron Z.
Baron Zemo.
Zemo. There we go. Look at that. Two fucking.
2 brain cells working together.
Exactly. 2 dumbasses working together. No, but what have you guys been watching? Oh, and then one mom, check out that that show I dropped in the chat, Blackbird.
Yeah.
You-
I'll look. I'm really
you-
bad with trailers, but I will.
You too, Panda. I thought of both of you when I saw this.
It's been on my to watch list.
Yeah.
Sometime. I like Mustache a lot.
Taron, I can't say his last name. Taron.
Wait, I'm mixing up him and the Top Gun.
Tom Cruise. Oh, Miles Bridges or Miles Turner.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2.
Right,
white
yeah.
dudes.
Blackbird is a true story, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Look, it's surprisingly like even I was looking up the reviews for that. Like it has like an 85. Like it's weird how he's getting
He's a
getting
great
better. He's a good actor. You should watch this movie. Actually, no, I wanted to save it for movie club. Never mind. Then I'm gonna save it for my turn. There's this one that he's in. It's based on a true story too, but I googled it. It's not. They've embellished it, but it's still like the outline of it is.
Is Wolverine in it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I'm gonna
Have you seen it then?
I haven't seen it. But...
Okay. Okay. Fuck.
But it's funny. It's funny because a lot of people want him to be the new Wolverine.
Yeah, I could say that. First, let's get the third Kingsman movie out of the way, and then he can do whatever he wants to do. Yeah.
Okay, I'll be back. Watch from time for baby.
Kingsman 2 is. I know people shat on Kingsman 2, but I like that one more.
I like it.
Yeah.
The Kingsman I have issues with. It's still like fantastic at parts.
Yeah.
But,
That No Man's Land fight scene was really cool.
Yeah, exactly. That was top tier fucking cinema.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Oh my God.
It was. No, but like I don't know. Like I enjoyed that movie. It was a fun ride. It was like Ralph Fiennes. I like him as an actor. He's a good actor.
Same. It's just one of the few times you'll ever hear me complain about a movie being too long.
I'd agree with you on that. It was a bit stretched out. Yeah, it was just like
For a Kingsman movie, it's like you don't need to have like step by step what actually happened in history.
Yeah,
Line up with the movie.
100%. I even like the whole like interaction with Rasputin. That was a really cool.
I did like that too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
And how he was like coming onto him.
yeah, the entire time. Yeah, I was like, what are you doing? But it's like I get like people shit on it, but like it was like how he stops World War I from happening by like stopping the assassination. I would like to. I think I'm gonna watch that again.
Right. So to go through what I've watched recently, I watched Cocaine Bear, which is exactly what you expected it is.
I need to add that to my list. So thank you.
it's a one-time watch.
Yeah.
Ray Liotta's last role, which is sad, but
That's
why
Really?
why
Yeah.
mom can't watch it because animals.
Doing cocaine.
No, it's worse than that.
Oh, okay.
I think
Yeah.
because they fuck up the bear at the end of it. I know that.
But
Oh.
but it diverts heavily from the true story.
Yeah.
You know, the true
Oh, it's
story is
based on true story.
yeah,
Yeah.
in the
Let's say
80s.
inspired by. Say
Oh,
inspired.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, well, because literally the true life story is smugglers would throw coke out of a airplane into like a forest area, and then people would go pick it up. A bear got
Okay.
to a pack of it, got really high, and then died. As we're in this, it's like it gets high and then it starts attacking people.
That's awesome.
I watched Fall, which is about two women that climb a giant tower that is set to be demolished because they're like adrenaline junkies, and there's a whole bunch of backstory there. Jeffrey Dean Morgan's in it, Wine Mom, and it's not.
Classic.
The way to get me to watch a movie.
It's one of those like anxiety movies. It's well filmed. The lines aren't all that great, and the personal writing isn't great. But for a movie about two women that climb a giant tower and then get stuck at the top,
Yeah.
that anxiety. If you're afraid of heights, ooh, yeah.
I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff for that movie, so
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it's on Netflix too.
Yeah, a fun fact about that movie, I think I'm not sure how much of it is done, but there's a good amount of talking parts that are done in AI. Like they are yeah, like I saw it on Twitter. Someone had the actual shot, the BTAS shot, and then what was in the movie, and it's kind of different because like they shot on location for it, but like it wasn't an actual thing. They like shot like pretty high up still, but because of like the weather and whatnot and like the wind, they had to like sort of edit it to make it sound like the characters were actually talking and saying the words. So and they used AI.
That's
Well,
the choice of AI is weird, as where
Yeah.
usually you go in and record your voiceovers, right?
Yeah, but this trend.
Yeah, and we
that
also
people-
don't know the context, right? It could have been just an AI that measured the sound and took out an AI that removed the wind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I watched Unsane again, which is actually a movie that I've considered suggesting for the podcast,
Okay.
which is about a woman who has moved towns, and then she starts seeing her stalker again, and when she goes to check in with a therapist, she gets put in a hospital
Oh.
against her will.
Yeah.
And it was the first high budget movie filmed on an iPhone. There was one film before it that was considered a feature, but it's a David Soderbergh movie. And anyways, last watch I had before Escape was Manchester by the Sea. Anyone heard of it? Casey Affleck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Yeah.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Heartbreaking.
Very depressing.
I bawled my eyes out.
Oh, I thought it was a romance movie, so I didn't know what it was about.
It's a little bit of that, but it's very like sad.
Very.
Very sad. Yeah, a little bit of that. But Casey Affleck is also a questionable human being himself. But
Yes, but he is a great performer in that movie.
yeah. He comes in a lot of weird shit. A lot of weird shit. Is that it? What about you, babe? What did you watch?
No, I'm just teasing. I'm teasing when Mama was clearing her throat. We got. I'll do it later. I not a lot of TV. Not a lot of TV. I've been deep in YouTube. I was too busy with our grind. I didn't have any time to sit down and watch anything. I was busy setting up everything for the marathon or streaming or doing this. So I was on my normal like crushing YouTube binge and watching fucking F1. That was about it.
No.
I can update you on everything going on with Sneeko and Charlie. I can update you on everything going on with iDubbbz being a wimp. I can update you on how dumb of a comedian Bert Kreischer is. I can update you on Andrew Tate's release. I know all the stuff there. Now we could talk about that. I know everything going on with No Jumper. I could tell you everyone who quit that place. And how Adam's view counts are slowly going down, and he's being called Adam 16 now. I can. So I've been watching all the dumb YouTube shit in the background, so I'm caught up in all the stupid drama and memes of the internet right now. But otherwise,
I found out what why Mom's suggestion is going to be. She's going to make us watch Cuties.
Good reference. Oh God. No. That was Charlie just released that video yesterday, I think, or the day before.
Yeah, it was yesterday. Yeah. That Blackbird show I recommend. It has Ray Liotta in it. I just remembered it now. Yeah, it was that in it. It was one of his last things that he shot. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, Bear. I'm sure that your YouTube stuff is important. I'm sure
No, go ahead. Not that much important. Oh, the Danny Brown album release. They had a really cool documentary for that. I liked watching that, but it was just basically BTS.
The year is 2016, and Danny Brown is releasing albums still.
Is that who I think it is?
Yeah, and then that's why it was the whole funny meme.
Like the.
No, it's not that person.
Oh yeah, it is. It's the guy who's always stoned as fuck.
Yeah, he's the guy who had no teeth and was like always fucked up, and he has a really squeaky voice. But he's a really good lyricist, and I'm really obsessed with like how he writes. But the voice is a really goofy, hard barrier for many, and I respect that. I'm definitely not. You just don't have taste. I get it. It's really dumb sometimes and annoying.
Why don't you like Moist Critical, Raza? I know he has a very asshole-y voice, but why don't you like him, Raza? Get over it, Raza. Get over the voice, Raza.
Wait, you don't like Moist?
I do like him, but I cannot get past his voice.
We can't be friends. We can't be friends anymore.
Hi guys, I'm Moist, and I'm gonna sit here and talk about a thing for 4 hours and throw weird analogies here and there. This is like a dookie in my hand.
Like in Raza's head, Charlie sounds like how he sounds in that Meat Canyon video.
Yeah.
In Raza's head.
Yeah. I mean, he does kind of sound pretty close to it. I was watching a video this morning. I was like, okay, that's.
I did like.
Yeah.
I did like that short and how he was like, something as good as Belle Delphine's tits and something equally as
good.
Yeah. I did like how Sneeko had like a chastity bit, like a
world's
biggest lock. Like a lock. It wasn't even a belt; it was a lock.
Was that you did someone? Did I see it on my own, or did you send the screenshot of his Twitter that said where Sneeko was like that? I can't lie, that was actually pretty funny.
Those you probably sent.
I seen it on my own. That was Sneeko replied to it. I'm like, I can't lie, that video was actually really funny.
And then, did you guys watch the debate? I watched like a good 20 minutes of it and realized I have better things to do with my time.
No, because Trumpito. Are we talking about the states?
No. The debate between Moist and Sneeko. Yeah.
I watched a little bit of it. I skimmed and then I skimmed. I was like, I don't care enough about what Sneeko thinks.
I don't fucking. I got better things to do with my time.
Yeah, that's.
Again, it's kind of sad because like we live in an age where it's like. Again, it goes back to capitalism, in my opinion, but all these clout chasers,
fucking communism bullshit here.
yeah, and the product of our society is like, I'm an alpha man, and I'm gonna die on this hill, and I'm gonna make myself look terrible until someone confronts me, and then I'm gonna show my true side and be like, I like Cuties because it deals with a Muslim family, but that still does. Yeah, Cuties apparently deals with Muslim girl.
One of the characters are. I don't know the whole. I know one of them is. Sorry.
And
Don't get
because
too upset.
Sneeko is a top G butt kisser, you know, he has also
Yeah.
converted and like, oh, I suddenly have interests in these topics. That's why he cares about cuties. And then Moist Critical was like, it shows girls twerking, and they're like 12.
And when he made the video, there was everyone. Who is it? That Mr. Girl guy. Mr. Girl was getting kicked off, and he's like a right-wing bread tuber.
Right.
So that he was also
Bailey's
hopping on the
picking up.
bandwagon.
I like this, Bailey. This is the first time I've heard Bailey use the term.
Well, that
bread
was
tuber
the other.
in a proper context.
I've been educating myself on it. I was aware of them, and then until you started pointing that out as that's their label, I was like, okay, let me dig in a little bit more here.
Yeah.
That's again because
sorry.
like I hate Destiny and people like that. That's how. So you were as soon as you're like, oh, this is their label. I was like, okay, let me fucking figure this bullshit out.
By the way,
Mona,
what was that?
Mona, that Disney.
Moana.
Yeah, it's getting a
Moana.
live action.
It's getting a live. Yeah. I'm a decade old, but we're getting a live action.
Yeah. Hey, at least people can't complain. Stop ruining our childhoods.
It's already been ruined.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, I saw Lilo. Wasn't Lilo and Stitch also getting a live action
Yeah,
one?
they're getting one too. Yeah. So it's so I thought it was a joke, but hopefully it is. But Toy Story is apparently getting one, but I think that's a joke. I think that's 100% a joke.
That might be a joke.
Yeah. Imagine seeing. Have you seen like Little Soldiers? That movie, Soldiers Panda and
Small soldiers.
yeah. Imagine that, but Toy Story. That'd be nightmare fuel.
Yeah, I agree.
Would be. There was something I was gonna say. Can't remember.
Sneeko is a bitch.
I agree. I'm happy to watch the demise of No Jumper. I'm very grateful.
I was already on that train.
Raza's always been on that train, and Raza knows I've always had. It's funny because it was exactly what I've been complaining about, that the dude has no fucking business sense, and he's creating this toxic workplace that is all spiraling out of his control. And then it was like, okay, this is literally exactly what's happening.
Right. Sorry, Panda.
No, I finally remembered. Since I'm not going to say it on stream,
Yeah.
have you been hearing about the success rate of newcomers to
Yeah,
the website?
it's like something that we've been talking about as well, because then we don't know, because we're already, look at how hard we have to try not to get censored by YouTube and these other platforms that we're already streaming on, and we don't necessarily want to talk about everything political, but it would be nice to like be honest about our opinions as well, you know?
Right.
So I don't know. I'm slightly open to it. I'm kind of on the Afro train. I see Twitch going a bit downhill, and I am hesitant that Bezos will go, this ain't worth my fucking time.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's I think it will continue to have a space, because what you just named, I forgot. Yeah, Panda. They were on F1 cars. They have enough money that they were like main title sponsors on the F1 cars.
Oh, that's
week.
crazy.
They were on the Alfa Romeos, like right at the front.
It makes sense because the website's funded by the no on this site.
Yeah.
My dad?
Yeah,
My dad's not a no. He
stakes.
just says a lot of weird things. You just gotta go along with that.
Yeah.
No, but I saw a clip today about how Aiden Ross was going after a certain community. The
ones that they're all going after. Oh, a
they're all
different
going
one.
after. No, it's just like in general and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then he was talking to a train wreck, and then it got to the point where Trainwreck was telling him to like chill out, but then Aiden Ross wasn't listening. So I think right now that platform is now gonna start implementing their own TOS. They're gonna start doing that because I'm seeing a lot of stuff
I saw that one clip where it was like Trainwrecks like fully called him out. It was like, all right, man, if you want to leave, you can bring all your fucking 12-year-olds with you. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, I do think they're going to start enforcing that to like their own like governing like rules and regulation part now. But they still have the gambling. So that's like a no. At least on here.
Did you guys happen to see the clip where someone sent Aiden a
Yeah.
photo of his sister?
Yeah.
Sister.
I think we talked about that on Friday.
Yeah. We talked about it on Friday because it's the original troll. Because it's like when he started doing the GTA roleplay, everyone he got slightly famous blew up on Twitch because all the rappers were always making fun of him that they were sleeping with his sister. It was like the original troll, so it's like a funny full circle fuck with Aiden Ross troll.
Right.
But the fact he was staring at it longer than he needed to.
That's what all the hippity hoppity ones were pointing out.
I think he was processing it, you know.
I'm kind of with you, Panda. I'm kind of with you. You'd be like, what the fuck? It would take you a second to clue in.
Right.
But I would see the face. The face was there, right?
I don't know.
And then I would.
I only saw the blurred ones. I only saw the blurred.
Oh, somebody posted like the actual. Like,
if the face was there, then maybe that does make a slight difference.
Because she's looking like this.
Ah,
right?
okay.
And then she's getting,
yeah,
raw dogged.
That doesn't make it any more graceful, Raza.
Why are you trying to be graceful? Why didn't I do being graceful?
Fair enough. I see him accidentally turning himself into like a form of a lol cow for certain people. I could see, like, because he's got such a child audience, I could see some Kiwi Farms ass manipulator getting his hands in there and starting to like plant things to make him look like an asshole.
It's easy to do now. It's
exactly.
Very,
he's showing that it's easy to do now, and it's gonna. Yeah. I think it's gonna catch up with him.
So, rule for us: when we say things out of context, Bailey, let's try our hardest to not make it easy. So for Raza to just start looking at the clips and edit them out of context, because then someone else can make it even worse. So about how Bailey wants to have sex with a bat.
Well, it's like mainly we can't. If we get big and there's like a Reddit and people are like getting at us, we can't get all like pissy and controlling of it. You gotta let them run wild and don't acknowledge it, because otherwise, if you start letting people's memes on Reddit hurt you personally because it was a little aggressive, then they're gonna keep fucking trying to milk that lol udder you got.
Yep.
I don't like that analogy one bit. Lol udder.
Yeah. That's the main thing. You can't feed the trolls.
Give me like twistle, like purple nipples. That's what that's what I think they're doing. Twisting my nipples every time they do that.
I haven't heard that term in so fucking long. Oh my god.
Yeah. That's what happened to me daily, and then I was pushed into lockers too. Bailey was the one pushing people into lockers because he was on the football team.
No,
why do you defend bullies then?
Wait, what?
What? I like your hat, Bailey.
Thank you. It was hand knitted. It's got a really nice poof on it. It's quite a colorful poof. It's like a purpley pink poof. It's a good poof color.
A good poof. You puff?
Yeah, I'm a poof.
The Barbie trailer is imminent. This is apparently going to be dropping.
Same with
real soon.
Across the Universe, Spider-Man.
I forgot about that movie completely. Not gonna lie, I completely forgot that movie is coming out this year, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of movies got announced today that are coming out in November.
Yeah, Blue Beetle. I'm
surprised that's one of the ones they're still going forward with.
I mean, I'm happy that they are, but I assume Aquaman 2 is going to be the final DCEU film. and then James Gunn's new revamped DCU is happening. Where, again, Amanda Waller, Harley Quinn, Peacemaker are all safe.
Mm-hmm.
But suddenly Jason Momoa is going to be Lobo now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Just give Jason whatever he wants.
And then Henry Cavill is also in talks about doing something else.
I'm stoked for his Warhammer movie, man. I want to see that shit.
TV show.
A TV show? It was kind of better.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be done by Amazon, so let's see. Fingers crossed. I mean, I was a huge fan of the Lord of the Rings show.
Yeah, Amazon's been doing okay. At least better than Netflix when it comes to adapting that type of stuff.
Yeah, so like I think it'll maybe let's see. Like The Boys is their The Boys and Invincible is their, so far as I can tell, is their bread and butter.
Am I wrong, or maybe it's Paramount Plus? But that Yellow Jackets, I haven't seen it.
It's Paramount Plus, but
Showcase. It's
Showcase. All the writer geeks talk about that. All the writers talk about
show.
Yellow Jacket.
Right.
It's such a good show. It's like the female version of Lord of the Flies.
Right. What about the Stifler's mom show?
Euphoria? No. White Lotus.
Yeah, White Lotus.
My mom would love that show. I think she's seen it, but she ain't here anymore. Oh, there we go. Okay.
The gays are trying to kill me.
White Lotus, both of you. It's fucking Aubrey Plaza. Oh my god, kills it.
Oh, that's why she's in the zeitgeist so much lately. She's in that one. Okay, that's
I think she's the main character.
Okay, that's what I was like. What happened? What did Aubrey Plaza do lately that everyone's fucking talking about her again? That makes a lot of sense. Everyone's been watching that.
Awesome. Yeah.
I need to revisit and finish that X-Men show that she was in.
Legion.
Yeah.
Oh, I never did watch that.
I never did watch it myself, yeah.
It was really good, but I only watched the first season.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus if you have that.
Yeah, I have access.
Yeah, so it's on there. Are we all caught up on the Mandalorian? Or is that just me?
I'm not, to be honest. I don't mind spoilers. I know that the characters from one of my favorite shows are in it. Not favorite, but from one of the shows
people on the
like.
internet were shitting on the latest episode. They're like, "Look, we brought your favorite character back. You like us now. Give us more viewers now, please."
Yeah.
People are like, I guess the dude from Kim's Convenience played a large role in that show.
His character.
Yeah, because the poor guy was supposed to have his own show.
Was he?
Yeah, because he was gonna do the Rangers one with the Cara Dune, the one that got canceled.
Oh, right.
It was supposed to be
Yeah,
him and her as the main stars in that one.
Yeah. But yeah, they're in that. Yeah, and they have your character, and they're like, I saw people like, what?
I'm pretty sure that was Andy Serkis that portrayed him.
Probably.
And yeah, because I saw some interview where someone was like, do you feel redemption because Snoke got taken out like such a bitch?
Yeah. You know what's weird? Andor feels better than...
Oh, yeah. So Andy Serkis was always his actor, too. So then that's also cool because it was a Dave Filoni.
Right.
Hooking up the guy for the long term.
I need to get to Andor.
Yeah, like Andor... I didn't realize how good it was going to be, but like Andor feels I had a blast watching Andor, and then season 1 season 2 of The Mandalorian, but then for this season,
I get you.
I think that charm is sort of wearing off.
Well, again, Filoni and Favreau.
Yeah.
Chef. My name is Chef.
My name is Chef.
They both said that they're not expecting like don't expect like some huge ending climax or anything.
Mm-hmm.
That once the show has run its course, then it's just gonna kind of fizzle away, and that's how they intend it. It's not gonna be like a burnout. But
Which
again,
I'm
Disney,
with.
Disney
It's
got
yeah,
reached-
but The Mandalorian so far, like season 3, has the lowest viewership. Like from like I read a report. I assume people like there's like people are just waiting for the show to end, and then they'll probably just binge the entire season.
Yeah.
But from what I gather, and there's a report that came out last night that said Disney is also dialing it back on both the Marvel shows and the Star Wars shows. So I think they're seeing that a lot of their TV shows aren't hitting the mark as well as they intended them to, and they kind of like lose money in that regard. But
Right.
I don't I for essentially we'll just see more spaced out stuff. We'll be like we'll have one show from X property and then half a year, and then the next thing will come out. It won't be like a month passes and then the next thing comes out. It'll be like a good time.
Yeah, I see that, and I see kind of though like how they've been communicating it as basically it's like kind of a loss leader, like they're trying to establish the lore so that they can branch out in more the directions that the Filoni and the Favreau want to go, rather than the fantastical, cheesy, Disneyified sequel series that they made. So like by taking the hit with the Mando not necessarily being, because the only reason people were fucking watching is because it was an easy meme for people who didn't care about lore and Star Wars, because it was like,
And it
oh,
was
Baby
new.
Yoda, is he gonna have powers? Like that was the appeal. So now they're just kind of coasting, and I think taking that loss leader in the long run is good, because then say if Ahsoka is good, you're going to want to now go back and watch the Mando to see why she's talking about Thrawn, right? Because then when Ahsoka comes, then they're also going to have Ezra, and then there's another Jedi, and then there's a reason to watch that show, right?
All this sounds exhausting to me.
So that's that. So by not making this one too hype, that's okay, because the other hype moments will make people want to go back and watch the shit.
Right. Yeah, I hope you're right, because you love Star Wars, and I do want your shit to actually work, because the last like what 5, 6, 7 years it's been.
Yeah, exactly. Because this is, I feel like this is going much more in the pacing and the direction of that like organic original shit. You know what I mean? Of like they're trying to focus on the outer characters. It's not a Skywalker saga anymore, as we've always bitched about. That's what no one wanted out of the sequel series, and exactly was what they gave us.
You're so right. You're so right. I was totally paying attention to what you just. So no, let's just see what happens. But like I've been burnt by Obi-Wan now, and that's like sort of being like.
I have to find it for you. I want to watch it, and if I can find it, but there's like this big hype on the Star Wars nerddom right now, because some guy released his like fan edit of Obi-Wan that has like completely redone graphics. He chopped it up to be a better paced story. I'm like, okay, I'm intrigued.
No.
You know what would be funny? Topher Grace is known to do that. He likes re-editing, series and whatnot.
He did it for Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, and he did it for all the Star Wars movies too, where he condensed them into a watchable.
Yeah, that's supposedly it's out there somewhere. I'm kind of interested. They were showing the graphics, and all the graphic scenes looked way better, way more better lighting, better ambiance. It didn't look like the Marvel animators were just contracted and given 2 weeks to make it.
Those poor kids.
Those poor kids. Yeah. I've been in one of those studios. I've catered at one of those studios. It's crazy. It's creepy. It's just like rows and rows of people just like editing smoke VFX for 8 hours straight on Premiere. It's like, oh my god, that must suck.
Yeah.
I do
it's-
need to head out at a certain point. I'm not super rushy, but I would like to end in a bit if that's okay, guys.
Yeah.
Whatever is good for you.
There's J.K. Rowling will be involved in the Harry Potter remake for HBO, so she can ensure it remains loyal to the original material. However, she will not be the showrunner. I didn't even know they're making a TV show for Harry Potter until right now. How do we feel about that?
It doesn't
Are
need to
we-
be done. Not yet.
Are we Hufflepuffs?
No.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about Harry Potter. I'm anti-Rowling. I'm not.
Hey.
You know me. I'm
Hey,
not
bro.
a warrior, but I'm not like a keyboard warrior. But I'm just not with it. I'm over it. It was already cheesy to me, and then now I have a reason to not give a fuck about it. So that's pretty. I'm a bit biased.
What a muggle.
Yeah.
That sounds awful. Like when you say it out loud. Oh, fucking! I'm so pissed off at the Dodge on Twitter. Like, fuck off. It's like, if you go on Twitter, you should see
Yeah, he's got a
the
Doge.
the Doge, or the Twitter bird is supposed to be. And it annoys the hell out of me. This is why no one likes him anymore. Like, he's lost so much money, and Twitter is now worth less than half than what he bought it for.
Yeah, I
He's
seen
screwed.
that. I seen
So-
that.
What's
That's wild.
happening? What's happening?
It's gonna
He's
make
just
me mad.
memeing with it. He's going through. We're watching a bajillionaire go through a midlife crisis, pretty
Yeah,
much.
he's like he's still coping with his divorce from Grimes. What?
Nothing.
What did I say?
No, nothing. I'm being over dramatic. You didn't say anything.
Divorce is a bad word.
No, divorce isn't a bad word. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
I am
Don't worry
worried.
about
Forget
it.
about it.
Forget. That's what I'm trying to get to. Thank you.
Oh.
I'm walking here.
And then Chris Sky. You know who Chris Sky is?
Chan?
He's Sky. He's like the weird.
Oh, the commentator, though.
anti-mask
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, the Canadian guy. Yeah,
Yeah, he's running for mayor of Toronto.
yeah, that one. No.
I think it
Never
will.
know.
And
No.
please God, let that happen because it'll be so funny.
Who you
That's
talking
more. That's more
Chris
under the
Guy.
table shit.
Is it? Is
Yeah.
he Italian? Then he has it. He has it in the bag. He too is in works with Michael Mann, is set to direct, and guess who's gonna star in it?
Adam Driver?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
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 Tom Holland.
We are still.
God,
We will be seated. All four of us will be seated.
John Bernthal as cop number 1. John Bernthal as cop number 3. John Bernthal as cop bootlicker.
I mean, have you not listened to his podcast?
You guys were talking about this while I was asleep the other day.
Yeah, I have had the podcast. It's fun to listen to.
I
It's
do
not-
I do enjoy his podcast, but
Yeah,
he is very blue.
everybody. Yeah, he's. Sorry, Wine Mom. We love you. I
Hello?
like
Mhm.
cheese and quackers.
Bacchus.
All right. Okay. I want to get out of here. I gotta get ready for my workshop. I gotta teach tomorrow. I didn't.
Workshop.
I'm a bad teacher,
you
and I
gotta
didn't
teach
make
kids
any of
how to
my
be mid.
PowerPoints.
He's like, hey guys, if you only want to be mid like me, follow my 10-step program. By the way, it'll cost you $20.
Here's how you make a TikTok.
Yeah. First, open the app. Second,
Then hire your multicultural friend, preferably brown.
You gotta have the mindset. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
And then
You
make
need-
sure everybody in the room knows you are the right one and they're wrong.
okay, no, the trick. Go to Spotify. Go to the top 10 most played songs internationally.
Who's taking pictures?
Create a dance of it. Wine Mom hasn't been paying attention for a minute now.
I mean,
Oh
I
my
don't even
God.
know why you're highlighting it. Like, I can't take my cat being the
God,
cutest
guys.
cat in the world.
She is the cutest cat in the world. I need to see pictures.
Well,
I'll
that
send
will
you the
also
pictures.
discipline and consistency will be something I say, Sensei. That's how it would be.
What's going on, Afro?
She's watching me right now. She's just as unimpressed.
Yeah, well, looks are and everything, kid.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody
What
knows
are
what it
you
is.
talking about? Go
Aw.
ahead, finish saying what you're saying.
Oh my God,
Everybody
guys.
knows what it is. It's the end of our stream tonight. We appreciate everybody popping by. You're watching this VOD. We just finished our Movie Madness Marathon. There's actually a lot of videos of us online. If you want to go watch it, we got our VODs there. I'm about to put them in a scene collection so that ideally they can live there forever. I will also be cutting extra cuts from them as well as content, and I'll making Raza do all of the work for me. On top of that, you can catch us on TikTok where we're trying to post more videos, and we also have the edited version of this show on our YouTube, and we have a second channel where Raza does all the work again. And soon we will have a Patreon that's fixed up and more links for our Spotify. And
We're gonna be watching Napoleon for the next movie. So be on the lookout for that, starring Joaquin Phoenix.
yeah, and Sensei, I am gonna take a few days off. I got a little bit of grind to do for that course tomorrow, and then I'm like literally
right.
sleeping Wednesday and Thursday.
So is Raza. Raza's taking the time off
So is Raza. We're all sleeping. I'm not doing my no eBay stream tomorrow since you're normally around for that. Yeah, no eBay stream. We're taking a little break. All right.
Oui.
Appreciate you guys.
Oui,
Appreciate
oui.
you guys. You got anything to say,
Bye,
Raza?
stream.
Bye,
like-
bye, bye.
Bye.